We both only skated for like 20 minutes.
We're very good skaters.
We did fine in the 20 minutes. I
didn't fall.
Yeah, I forget how much it hurts your feet. God, this is
yes. Oh my God.
So much.
Wow. We're in love.
Oh my God, we're in love.
Wow.
It hurts so much.
It is so. It feels like someone is grabbing your feet and squeezing.
Yes, and it's like I'm like, how does the front bottom of my feet and also the back bottom of my feet and also the middle top hurt so much?
Yeah, all of those spots.
All those spots were painful.
And it's like, do you want to take these off? And I was like, more than anything.
Yeah. So then I read the rest of the time. Mom skated the whole time, which is what she wanted.
It's because she's a pro skater.
And it was gay skate, so I was mostly just excited to see other gay people. Mm-hmm. Once you fall, skating is ruined.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was fine. So there's people also outside of our house who are doing, like, tree work. Do you see them in the tree?
No. I see no one in any
Okay,
tree.
so, like, here's the middle
I hear
of
the noise.
house. Yeah. The middle two windows on the top.
Okay.
Right above
Oh.
Yeah.
I see, like, some sort of
Do you see
orange
how I thought
strip.
it was a big bird at first?
Okay, it does look like a bird.
Yeah.
That could be a wing.
Yeah.
Very, very bird-like.
There's a man doing tree work, and I'm sure he's handsome and very strong, but
I bet he is up
very
there.
loud.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, today's Kyle's last day.
It's very depressing.
On the earth.
Yeah. I expired tonight.
Tonight is their expiration. They have to fly to home.
So silly.
Which is silly because you have to fly to Seattle first.
I know.
And then you fly home. I was pretty good at ice skating, but I'm pretty good at normal skating. So the first time I came here to visit Phoebe, they were
maybe
like...
if there weren't 100 people skating at the same time,
yeah,
it would be less scary.
When there's less people there, I'm really good at skating.
Yeah.
America is so silly. Pinlaz, what do you mean? In this specific instance.
Do they not do roller skating other places?
I thought maybe you were talking about the trees. If only we had more trains. You're right.
So true.
Yeehaw. Yeah. Kyle's living on the Tinkerbell clubs.
Yeah, I do. I mean, I'm a Leo. So.
I know. We have to, when we finish stream today, Phoebe has to give them the rundown of content creation.
Oh, yeah.
Because we've been avoiding it all week.
Yeah. They've tried to squeeze it in a couple times,
have.
I think. I opened it to my phone to send them a text last night when I lost y'all, and I was like, why are there emails in here? Because Phoebe just sent me random emails.
Yes.
To email brands.
All week Phoebe's been like, okay, so did you want to talk about making content creation your job?
And I was like...
Beaver is booked and busy. Yeah. It's because we want Kyle to move here.
Yeah.
But they hate their job.
Yeah, I hate my job in life.
Yeah.
But it's hard to move places. Also.
It's hard to move places. But if you were a content creator, Portland is an MLM.
I could just...
Start a content house. Okay, wait. It's a genius idea.
Yeah.
Almond Butter strikes again with a beautiful, wonderful idea.
It could be like an Easter egg inside.
Yeah.
That would be fun.
We'll be like, here's the surprise room. And the surprise is like, we've AI generated your parents to tell you that they're proud of you.
Oh my God.
Hi, House but Gay. House of Goof! Okay, House of Goof is a good idea.
House of Goof.
Clown House.
Clown
I
house.
said that when I restarted my island, it was going to be clown, like, themed. And it's still going to be. I restarted it, but all I did was have my first day, and then I haven't been.
You were just hanging out.
Yeah.
You're like, I'm just enjoying my day on the island. I can't theme anything yet.
Yeah, and that's it. That's all you really do on the first day. And then I just haven't opened it since then. And I will, but I haven't. I'm also going to propagate my split leaf today. She doesn't know it.
Oh, keep it a secret from her. Who's the split leaf?
This one.
Oh.
I know. Well, I love her. And what I want is to have one that's like a huge pot, but the only way that's going to happen is if I propagate her and then plant her next to herself. So that has to start.
That's intense.
I know. Well, she wasn't growing at all for so long, and then I moved her to this spot, and she fucking loves it. She's grown like 3 leaves the last month.
She's so pretty.
Yeah, look at her. She's already working on another one.
Yeah, that's
so I gotta start. We are well and truly in the plant girly era. We were Phoebe and I were plant girlies in quarantine. Mostly Phoebe, and I would just be like, "That's crazy."
Yeah.
And now I take care of the plants, and Phoebe's kind of like the doctor. So if I'm like worried about something, I'll be like, "Can you Google this?"
Yeah.
My name is Morgan, and my pronouns are she/her.
My name is Kyle, and my pronouns are they/them.
If you'd like to share your name and your pronouns in the chat, you can. If you want to say that you're trying something out, you can also do that. Carmen is my boyfriend.
Yeah, I can't keep anything alive. Except my dog. So far,
that's so true. The dog is much harder than a plant, I'm sure.
I would say so. I mean, I feel like...
Depends on the plant.
I feel like she's very easy to keep alive. Yeah, she's very chill.
She kind of lets you know when you need something.
Plants are more stressful.
Yeah, they don't talk as much.
I wish they would talk.
Kyle's little alphabet dress, isn't it so funny?
Thank you.
It's so cute.
I didn't even know it said Lazy Oaf on it until...
Oh, does it?
Right here.
Hey.
Yeah.
Right on the tum-tum. Right on your pelvis.
The problem is it's like under a lump, kind of, so it's kind of hidden.
Yeah. A hidden message in the lump, some might say. Secret. I have not played DDV in a while. I should. Maybe that's what I'll do tomorrow.
Yeah, they just did like a
huge update. I haven't played since they added Simba. That's a long time ago.
Scar's Quest.
That was where I stopped.
Is so hard. I have been doing Scar's Quest for like 4 months. Yeah. And every time I get on, I'm like, I'm going to go play that game. And then I get on, I'm like, oh, fucking Scar still. And the fun is sucked out because Scar's ruining it.
You could do everything else, though.
That's what I've been doing. I've just been avoiding that quest. I'm like, I'm
going to get back to it. Yeah. We also made a Stardew Valley overlay that I still haven't uploaded. The only person I've recruited in DDV is Wally, and honestly, that's enough. Wally's so cute,
Wally is so cute.
My least favorite is Remy, as we all know, for several reasons.
I can never see him.
And it would be scary if they made him
a giant rat.
Human size.
Like the meet and greet character. Yes. He's like a huge rat.
It's terrifying.
Yeah, he's very scary.
It is a jumpsuit. Sorry, did somebody ask? Now, the only thing about this jumpsuit is I feel when I wear it, I look like I'm dressed like... What if we move this here? Tomato. So it's bigger for you?
I have old eyes.
I'm sorry that you're so old.
They're 100 years old, and they can't read.
And I can't read.
You just said, did someone ask something? And I was like, I don't know, did someone ask anything? Oh!
Kyle can't see on our tiny screen.
That's amazing.
Are you a dark mode person?
I am a dark mode person.
See, I'm not. I can't read it in dark mode. It all looks the same to me.
I mean, this is fine also. I keep Twitter in dark mode.
Yeah, when we would send screenshots of Twitter, back in the day when I was on Twitter, which I am not anymore, and I would send screenshots to the group chat, they would be like, where did you find this? And I'd be like, my Twitter. And they'd be like, is it on light mode? Yeah. Everyone talks shit about Kyle before they can read the messages. -7.5. What does that mean? I don't understand.
That seems so
now, my Kindle, the new love of my life, does go to dark mode, which is fun. Now, is it for me? Absolutely not.
Yeah, you were reading it in the dark of the car in light mode.
Yeah. I don't understand dark mode. I don't know how people... something's wrong with my head. Because I can't read it. It's like I get too lost in my lines. It's like my eyes are like, okay, this is just a black screen then.
Maybe you have old eyes also in a different way.
In a different way. In that my eyes were born in the wrong generation.
Yeah.
I forget that like millennials and Gen Z are so different until I'm around someone who's like truly Gen Z. Bo's best friend came over yesterday, and they are so cute and I love them, but they're just
also they had so much energy.
They did,
it was amazing.
Which is funny, because like I feel like normally they're kind of low key, and yesterday they did have a lot of energy and they're very cute. But they came over and they just kept saying like dog and like bro and like. I don't know, things that people said, obviously, when I was, like, too young to be saying them.
And also, like, saying them, like, so fast.
Yes.
Like, it was, like, slipping right off the tongue.
And I don't know. They say things like...
It was so cute.
That I would never say. And I'm always like, I forgot I'm old and you're so youthful.
Yeah.
So young.
That's the issue also. Like, I work with, like...
I'm bringing back my slime.
Only 20-year-olds sometimes. And I'm like... And then we'll have like another cast that's all 30-year-olds. I'm like, oh, my people.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize that I was alone on an island until now.
Yeah.
It's very different.
I know. Yeah, there must be a lot of like. I guess I never thought that young people. How do so many people work at Universal because they don't have a college program? So people must seek it out. and work there on purpose.
Okay, my theory is that SeaWorld and Universal is locals, and then Disney is all transplants.
That's so true.
And then, like, once you get bored of Disney, then you're like, let me try one of the local places, and that's how people end up at Universal.
That's really true. I know a lot of people who were like, oh yeah, I worked at SeaWorld while I was, like, still in high school, or, like, whatever.
Also, you'll see, like, at Universal, people will have, like, the line under their name. That means that they're 16. So when I see that, I'm like, go home.
Yeah. Get out of here.
Quickly.
The implication is that Disney hires you by accident. That's true.
Well,
Disney hires people. Why are you not playing Fortnite from all over the world? And that's very exciting and fun.
Yes.
But then you're stuck there.
Correct.
Because what do? I tripped and started working for Disney.
Yeah, that's the vibe.
That's so sad. Pour one out for not so binary art.
Yeah.
You trip and you fall. And you crawl, and you break, and you take what you get.
Yeah.
And you work at Disney World. Disneyland, less so. Like, there's obviously still a lot of transplants in Disneyland, but not near as many.
Well, that's why y'all thought I did the college program there.
Yes.
Because
I was like...
Because it's so weird to just show up and get a job there.
It's hard.
And I was just like...
I would always be on Disney Careers and be like, would like to work at Disneyland. And they'd be like, no. And I'd be like, okay. And then I look at Disney Careers sometimes now.
You do?
Oh, yeah. I don't think that...
Why?
The only... Well, because
you don't want to be there.
No, but what if they are hiring what I really want, what Phoebe doesn't want, and I do get it, but I want, like, my Instagram to get cute enough where they're like, did you want to be #hosted? Oh, and I'll be like, I would like to be #hosted.
They should be #hosting you.
They should be.
Also, you're very wholesome.
But the problem is that then people will be like, Disney has a lot of problems in our comment sections. And I'll be like, yeah, they do. However, whoa.
That was
Are you an alien?
It was amazing. It felt so good. Will it go the other way? No. Yes.
Just one.
Wow.
They do have a lot of problems. However, fat people can go there.
Right.
And it is more accessible than any other theme park I've ever been to.
Much more than Universal.
They are doing a gay people night. Penles.
But only at Disneyland.
Only at Disneyland, but that's the one that's closest to us now because we live on this side.
Well, you can go to it.
I know. Like, who do I message?
Yeah.
Who do I say, have you thought about having gay people specifically be #hosted?
Yeah, the only person I know who's probably going to be #hosted is Franny. Because he posted about it. He was like, I've been so excited about this for so long. And I was like, oh, so you've known about it.
So you know.
So yeah, he's got to be.
No, literally Squid Ink. And like people are always like having opinions on anything that we do all the time.
Right.
But I do feel like we would go and we'd be like, here's all the great things and post the things we have to post. And then we'll be
also, you're so like you're more positive about Disney, I feel like, than like I am. Like you don't talk about the bad stuff nearly as much.
No, I mean we do on stream because we work there.
Well, that's true.
And I'll be like, pay your cast members more.
Right. That's t-shirt.
That's my biggest... Yeah, I should wear the t-shirt to the #hosted event that says Disney pay your cast members more.
Yeah.
Gay people at Disney.com.
You're going?
Did the tickets already go on sale? They're probably sold out.
I think they went out on sale for Magic Key members because I saw someone asking about if someone has a Magic Key, can you buy me a ticket? And I was like, oh, that's so complicated and scary. The tickets.
Your description of working on the cruise made me want to revolt. Yeah, no, Veronica, I was going to buy the shirt. I don't know if they're still selling it. I know they said it was going to be, yeah.
I love them. They're Magic Kingdom with a K.
Oh, nice.
Magic Kingdom.
What a good noise.
Yeah.
There's a very big difference between Disney versus Harry Potter or something equivalent promoting. Right.
Correct.
Right. I would not go to a #hosted event at Harry Potter World.
And so many people do.
Because there's nothing I could do because I can't fit on any of their rides.
So true. They'll physically yell at you.
Yeah. They will. They have yelled at me.
They'll hurt you.
And they're
with
mean.
Their hands.
Yeah. And then they put a little target gun to my head.
Yeah.
No, yeah. But it's, I don't know. Phoebe thinks that people would be, like, mad if we, like, were to do, like, a #hosted thing with
Disney.
With Disney. And I don't think people would be mad. I think they'd be like,
I feel like people enough would be like, get your bag.
Yeah.
Yeah. Totally.
And I would be like, I will. The wigging out my
Floribus.
I gave up on the rest of the area. Hey, what's Floribus? Like, I think I know, but now I'm scared.
JK will be present and she will call you a slur. Listen, I work in the Harry Potter section and it's the worst. But
Kyle's, you've been trying to leave for like 2 years.
I've been desperately trying to escape, but J.K. Rowling is holding me by the neck.
Yeah, she's got you shackled.
She is. I'm in the jail.
Yeah.
What's it called? Azkaban. I'm in Azkaban.
I'm in the jail.
I'm in the jail. Yeah, and I do think that everyone around, I'm like, they're gonna bully me.
Yeah.
And a lot of the time they do. So I'm not wrong.
It's that butterbeer. It's just wild because, like, people who bully Kyle on the internet are like, well, they clearly love it because they work there. And it's like, oh, so you've never had a job?
Right.
You can't just leave.
Yeah, you can't just quit.
You have to have something else lined up.
I would love to just leave and just be in my house.
Yeah.
That sounds way better.
Listen, if you listen to my husband, maybe that
could happen. I'm going to listen later. I feel like that's what's going to happen when you go to therapy later, is that Phoebe will have me trapped.
I have therapy at 2, and then you'll have 1 hour.
Yeah.
Where my husband says, okay, here's some people I think you should email. Let's work on your cold emailing skills.
Okay. They're not that bad. I've gotten things from that.
That's true.
That's kind of the only way I've gotten things, other than that weird
That's kind of the only way we get anything. That's how we got Schwinn.
Yeah.
That's how we got our Big Fig, and they paid us our full rate of like $1,200 at the time, and the mattress.
That's amazing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Worth it.
Why are they trying to kink shame you?
So true. Yes, unnamed bicycle company.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. I bet Beep has a PowerPoint. Kyle had a PowerPoint of their life the first day that we were, like, that they got here, and it was the fucking best, and I think everyone should do it. It was detailed. It was. There was a lot of photos. Yeah. It was nice.
I spent, like, a whole day at work making it.
Good.
I just did that.
That's it. That's the other thing, though.
That's true. I have so much downtime.
You have a lot of downtime at your current job, even though you work for that horrible woman, technically.
Right. So I've been able to do other things the whole time I've worked there, which is so nice. Yeah. I can do, like, and I do, like, all my influencing shit, like, at work. Yeah. Which is nice. Yeah. Because then I can go home and just lay on the couch and stare at the ceiling.
And then it's like you've done 2 jobs at once.
Exactly.
That's kind of what I was doing at our old job.
Yeah.
Is, like, I would take a...
You were in a little cubicle. It was private.
I was in a cubicle. I would answer the phone. While whoever I was on the phone with was busy talking to the doctor, I would be like, let me post on Instagram.
Yeah, exactly.
Done. I need to post on Instagram today. Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, my last picture of just me and Phoebe only got, like, and still a lot, obviously, but it only got, like, 500 likes. And then
That's not a lot.
No, but I have, like, 17,000 followers, so normally I get, like 2,000
Like a couple thousand would feel more normal.
Yeah, so now I feel like I'm ugly and everyone's gonna unfollow me. You
know
what I mean?
Yes.
Well, that's what it's like when you're in the biz.
So true.
So today I will post something else and see if people like it more. But I do feel like when we first started, I felt much more actually like that, where I was like, I'm not gonna have a job, and now it's like,
now it's like, maybe I should just post something else.
It was just a day where less people were on Instagram. It's not a big deal.
Yeah, it's not personal.
It doesn't really matter.
It really never is personal, but it feels so personal.
It feels really personal. Well, because it's pictures of
Because it's your life, right.
Everyone is, that's the problem.
Exactly.
Me watching this stream during my downtime.
Hell yeah.
Everyone please know you're hot. If you're here, you're hot. You know how, like, Olive Garden's saying is, if you're here, you're family? If you're here, you're hot. And them's the rules, bucko.
One of my friends said to me, you know, I was feeling bad about myself, and then I remembered that you probably wouldn't be friends with me if I was ugly. And I was like, and they were like personality-wise. And I was like, no, I mean, yeah, that's true. Yeah. If you were, like, mean,
I do think all my friends are hot, though.
I do think all my friends are hot.
If you're here, you're hot.
And, like, they are.
Yeah.
Like, it's not just me thinking it. It's true.
It's also blatantly true.
Yeah.
Them's just the facts. You don't like them.
Hey.
Then you better write it down. Thank you, Veronica. Oh, our order is headed to us. It'll be here in 2 minutes.
Oh, that's soon.
I know. We ordered Starbucks to be delivered because it's the last day Kyle's here, so it's the last day I can pretend to be the rich baby.
Yeah. You've also been on vacation with me.
I am on vacation. Yeah. He is my boyfriend. What are you coming in here for?
The little laptop.
Hey, the food's gonna be here in like 2 minutes.
That is so fun. Do you know where the treasure is?
I'm looking around like I'm gonna know what it looks like, but
it's right here.
She hid it from me.
Well, it's its new spot.
It's in a secret place.
Mean girly.
Oh, look, it's in a little container.
Yeah, I put things in little containers.
I know. I like that about you, that you have lots of little containers.
I do. I have a lot of them. Mm-hmm. Only friends with sexy people.
Exactly.
Sorry, all of you. And I am.
Yeah.
Well, a little container. Listen, I just feel like. Also, Kyle was like, I feel like I'm not really putting a lot of time and energy into TikTok yet. And I was like, oh, here's a bunch of things I'd love to see you do.
Yeah, you literally listed off things that I should be doing.
Okay, listen. It's because I love them. I'm thinking about posting my own TikToks, but just because I enjoy creating.
Yes, you should be making TikToks on your own account.
Phoebe's always like, well, just post them on ours, which is true. But then it's like I have to film them on theirs because when I send them from my phone, it's like
then it's
not
different.
Good quality.
Yeah.
Which happens. Do the renegade.
I just mean you could be doing. Okay, when I got on TikTok, that's the first thing I tried to do was the renegade, and I got like halfway through.
Hey,
it's very long.
The first TikTok I posted was when the new Billie Eilish song had just come out. Here's our Starburst. Our Starburst.
Our Starburst is here for sure.
It was when the new Billie Eilish song had just come out, and then it was like.
Which Billie Eilish song?
Hang on, it's like.
Give me a link.
It's like I'm Back. It's from the newest album. It's called like. Fuck. Okay, hang on. I want to say
Blonde
it's called
Billie?
Thinking. Oh yeah, it was the Blonde Billie album. Obviously. Listen.
That's what I'm saying. There should be Morgan solo content on the Morgie account.
Well, it's because it would just be me cleaning. It's because...
Okay, but people love that shit.
I know. The other thing is Phoebe and I consume vastly different content. One of my favorite creators, she has almost 900,000 followers. I've never heard her voice. As far as I know, she doesn't speak.
She's silent.
It's just her... It's her doing day in the life every single day. She does, like...
Is that like a song?
My 5 to 8... No, she does, like, the original sound. Oh. Lexi did one recently, actually. But it's like the original sound of whatever's happening. And so it's like her 5 to 8 or whatever, and then her in the morning before her work, and then her 5 to 8 after work.
Oh, I should do that.
Yes. And they're really cute. Hang on, I'll play you one.
Please.
She's literally my favorite creator.
I love that.
Hey, sorry it was so loud. They knew I just ordered Starbucks.
The liquid noises.
And so they decided to piss. Her name's like Elaine something. The other thing is I don't know anyone's name. Elena. Here we go. Oh, she has... Okay, she's gained like 100,000 followers since the last time you looked. Okay, look. And every one of them, 84,000 views. Wow. Okay, wait, hang on. This is Friday morning routine. Hang on, wait. I'm also going to post it in Discord so anyone who wants it can... Where's fucking copy link? I don't know how to use this.
Sometimes that's not there.
Oh, copy. It's the first one. I'm going to put it in Discord under... What should I put it under?
You have so many channels.
I know.
There's too many options. Do you have like a show and tell?
I have a general. I think we do have show and tell.
You could put it in general because it's generally happening.
Here's show and tell. Okay, I'm putting it in show and tell. Kirby.
The content I watch is a little different.
Okay, look. This is it. And this girl's skinny, but I watch a lot of plus-size people do this.
There's that body wash.
I know.
I'm being influenced about it.
And this is it. That's it. It's just all the snap scenes and things of her.
That is really nice.
Aren't they good?
Like, I love the sounds of, like, things closing.
Phoebe, the Starbucks is here. Okay. Will you get it?
I think they went,
I hope so. Otherwise,
do you want me to go get it?
No, it's okay. Her little wooden dividers are everything. Mine are all plastic because they're cheaper.
A divider is already so many steps ahead of me.
Listen,
what are you dividing?
My nightstand is like...
Your bathroom. Yeah. The bathroom drawers.
Yeah. Yeah.
So cute.
Thanks. And they could be more organized, honestly.
Yeah. See, we have like a standing sink, like with no
Here's
counter.
what we'll do. I'll come visit you. We'll make
perfect
content out of organizing your house.
Perfect.
And I'll be like, this is the dream.
Yeah.
We helped our friends who have like been going through it mental health wise recently, and I was just jazzed the whole day because it was the best because they hadn't cleaned their house. It wasn't like gross or anything, but like they hadn't cleaned their house in like a month or two. And it was just me like doing dishes and like wiping stuff down and like
so satisfying.
It's also satisfying. It's also it's easier when it's not your stuff.
It is way easier.
It's way easier because you're not emotionally attached to it.
Here's something.
That could be mine.
Like, this is mine.
Yes, this is mine.
Headless peehee.
I have no head. I'm very scary.
I did all of this.
Oh.
Don't you know I did?
The cream is chocolate. Oh. I don't know. Starbucks is a mystery to me, so I just picked something.
Can you get us some straws? Yes. There's none in here. You hear my little tummy growl?
Well, it's because it's Starbucks time, and it knows.
It knows. Have you seen Train with Hands, Kyle?
Not up close. Oh, wow.
Isn't she beautiful?
One might say
one hand. That's what I said, and Phoebe was like, "No, obviously the other hand is behind her."
Well, I'm not sure if it's
true,
obvious,
but I don't know. Like,
it's not showing.
No, so
and it's not even that lumpy.
She could have a little stump there. I wouldn't know. And I would still love her.
And that would be fine.
Yeah, these are all the little containers that I could put plants in. What are they called? Pots. Jars? Disabled train representation matters.
Small for Kyle.
Oh, exactly. Oh, thank you.
And the tall.
You do kind of have to wiggle it in there.
No. I got a big hole. I don't know what you think.
I've got a big hole.
I got a big hole.
Don't even worry about it. Let her have hands. Can women not do anything? Pinless.
That's my favorite thing is when there's like a thing about a woman murdering or doing something wild like that. And then it's like, God forbid a girl has fun.
I know. I saw a creator who is a stand-up comedian on TikTok who did a bit that was like, did you know that like the number one serial killers are all men, and it's like, ladies, we gotta step it up or something like that.
Yes, exactly.
And people can be snotty, but like women get murdered. So the least that we can do is make jokes about it.
Someone may say a lot.
Yeah. So women's rights, women's wrongs.
Exactly.
Girlies should have a right to do a little or big crime every day. So true.
I like that they said every so often, and in your mind you said every day.
I just finish the sentences sometimes.
You finished it the right way, I would say.
No one really calls me out on it, but I read things wrong all the time.
Well, so do I. I think that says huit. Huit is what I think that says. It may say hint, and that may be a real word.
Yeah.
But I think it says huit.
No, huit. A little huit water.
My eyes can't read it.
Yeah, Kyle doesn't call it hint water. If you were maple syrup, where would you be? Some people put it in the fridge. Some tree? Some people put it in... That's so true. God put it in a tree. If you believe.
Oh, you'd be in my stupid hand. Okay, that felt like a riddle. And now I think you have a hand of loose syrup.
People come over and they're like, it's really sticky over here.
And you're like, oh, I've been decorating.
I thought it was a personality test. Remember being in like the 8th grade and everything's a personality test? They'll be like, think of an animal.
Yes.
Think of a color. Think of a tool.
Also,
Did you
that
think
thing
of
that's
monkey blue hammer? You're basic.
What are those called?
Oh, the cootie catchers.
Yes.
Or fortune tellers. They must have other words for them too.
Both names are bad, I'd say. This is better.
Answer to personality test, autistic.
It's not syrup when it's in the tree. Oh, that's true, I'm sure. It's harder.
You heard it here, folks. Real syrup goes in the fridge. Trust me, I'm Canadian. How would I know? You could be from Ohio.
Yeah, that's true. You could be lying. You could be doing big lies.
That's my favorite thing about Stream. I don't know if some people have a long con, but Pinless specifically, I have no idea what's true and what's not. Because once I left Stream and I said, did you know Pinless is a cis man? And Phoebe was like, I think that they told me that they're a trans lesbian. And I was like, well, they live in like Scotland, right? And Phoebe was like, no, I don't think so. I think they live in Ireland. And I was like...
And I thought it was England.
Yeah. I was like, do they have a job? And Phoebe was like, no. And I was like, no, I think they work at a factory.
I am non-binary and I live in Ireland. And Les said, let me set the record straight.
No, I don't believe you.
Yeah, I mean, it could also be a lie. Most people eat smooth syrup, but I love chunky syrup.
How do you make your syrup chunky?
I'm not sure, but that is a deeply uncomfortable sentence to me.
We watched Troll 2. Kyle had never seen it.
It's my favorite film.
How did we not start there? If you've never seen Troll 2, and not Trolls 2, because I love them.
Speaking as someone who loves Trolls World Tour.
Yeah.
Very
not
important.
Trolls 2, not Trolls World Tour.
Mm-hmm.
Troll 2. It was a joke. I tried. It failed. Don't bully me.
It wasn't a bully. I'm just so disturbed by chunky syrup.
The one with the McElroys? I mean, they're not in it, if that's what you mean.
They're in Trolls 2.
Oh, are they?
They're in Trolls World Tour.
That's so funny. I didn't know that.
For like a hot second. They're in the,
one of the songs?
They're in that
Troll 2,
land.
which has won a lot of awards for being the worst movie ever made.
Yeah, they're a DJ thing.
It's like, if you've ever seen the clip that's like, oh my god, they're gonna eat her, and then they're gonna eat me. Oh my god. That's Troll 2. It's like famously the worst film ever made. It is horrible and so fun.
Also, I ate an edible before we watched it.
Oh my god.
And then I woke up and on my phone was just a note that was open that said Neilbog milk, which is what they call the town. And I think I am going to make that into a shirt.
Oh, you
just
should.
like a baby tee.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Neilbog
the
milk.
Neilbog milk. Yeah, that'd be cute.
Yes. You can win awards for being bad. It won, they're called like worsties, I think. It is. So
that's what I'm saying. It'll be so good.
It's called Troll 2. It is only about goblins. Now, that's problematic.
And also, I keep saying
reasons.
troll. And like Phoebe is like, it's goblin. And
Yeah.
I'm like, right. Which is very confusing.
So it is very confusing.
Why don't they call it Goblin 2?
I don't know. But so it's literally an anti-vegetarian propaganda film where these Italian writers were tired of their friends all becoming vegetarians, so they wrote this movie where these like creatures turn people into half man, half plant to eat them.
In a very disgusting and disturbing way.
Yes.
It is like body horror.
It's like a lot of body horror.
Yeah. But it's all green, so it's like
the worst movie ever made. You can buy it on Amazon. Please watch it.
Yeah.
If you, especially I would say if you take an edible first.
That was an important part of it, I believe. Because I think otherwise I might have been more scared. I think I was only scared that one time, really. But it was frightening.
It's like, there's also a documentary called The Best Worst Movie Ever Made. And we haven't watched that yet. There is body horror.
Yeah, for sure.
Now, if you look, it's very like clearly fake. If that helps.
When was it made? Because it's very like
1980 something, 1990 exactly. I think.
Like that like crispy looking like special effect. You know what I mean?
It's all green. Yeah.
Yeah.
It is. I've
that
not
I think
seen
helped
The Room.
me was that it was all green. You hadn't even heard of The Room.
No, but I didn't realize that was the movie that James Franco was like making fun of when he made that other movie recently.
Yes, you need to watch The Room. I haven't even seen the whole thing. It is bad, but it so many things on the internet will click for you because there have been so many weird inside jokes about The Room. Yeah, like memes, like for so long. Like You're Tearing Me Apart, Lisa, is like classically internet in my brain, and it's from The Room, and I hadn't even seen that part of The Room until like.
That's interesting.
They'll like screen it at like small theaters sometimes.
That's
too.
so funny.
I know, it's like that popular cult classic.
I'm trying to think of like anything else. Oh my god, did you ever see The Number 23 with Jim Carrey? It was one of my favorite movies in high school, and I was like, this is so smart. Like, it's like, it got a big twist ending. You'll never like see it coming. Like, there's so many things about it that are like, you watch it a second time and you're like, oh my god, it's so good. Yeah. And then we watched it in quarantine, and it's actually not a very good film.
Oh no.
Yeah, and I still love it because the reason I think I loved it as a kid is because it's a very horny film. And Jim Carrey's like, I always thought Jim Carrey was hot.
He is hot.
Thank you.
He has a rubber face and he's hot.
Yeah, and I feel like he is really hot in this movie.
Love that. Have you seen that movie where he's a gay criminal?
Oh, I love that movie.
I love that movie. I don't know what it's called. Yes, I love that movie. I tried to watch it with my mother. Story. She felt deeply uncomfortable watching it.
It is uncomfortable.
But I loved it. We can have different opinions.
You don't think Jim Carrey is hot? Someone do a poll.
He's got a chin.
Have you thought about that?
Come on.
He's hot in a human and an animated way.
Exactly.
Yes.
Am I attracted to the Grinch? Maybe.
Oh, I definitely am.
He's got the kind of body I like.
I saw that video he made for Emma Stone, and now I don't know.
No. Oh, no.
What happened? Don't tell me, actually.
Oh, is it going to ruin Jim Carrey?
No.
What was the video for Emma Stone?
He's an anti-vaxxer.
He is?
He was married to that woman who started the anti-vax thing. Now, they got divorced, but that's not why. Yeah,
he was like, love the anti-vax views, but I'm not in love with you anymore.
Yeah. I'm realizing I am not attracted to most men.
That's deeply upsetting.
Yeah, there's a lot of problematic things about him, actually. But I do know that,
like, I am mostly all the time scared of, like, male comedians because, like, they have mostly views that are bad. Like, and if they're just doing the funny stuff, they don't share them. And then I'm like, let me watch an interview with this guy. And then they say, like, the most heinous thing I've ever heard.
I just keep getting worse. Have you ever watched My Perbiglia?
No.
Oh, my God. We should watch it today.
Okay.
He's very sweet, very unproblematic. I'm obsessed with him. We saw him live. He's who we quoted in our wedding vows, who I quoted, where I was like, love is like 2 people on a mountain of pizza.
Love
and
that.
You just keep eating and being filled with pizza and being filled with love.
I just
assume all famous people are problematic. That's probably easier.
I just assumed that you made everything up in your vows yourself because you read it all off paper. So I was like, they wrote that down. Straight out of the dome.
No, it was the only thing that made Phoebe almost cry, because I got them into My Perbiglia.
You two were so sweet.
Oh, it was cute.
Your wedding was literally the prettiest thing.
I loved it.
It was so beautiful.
The only thing I would change is, I always wanted a really big wedding, so we planned for, like, 80 people, 75 people, and only, like, 45 people showed up. What is my boyfriend Nitty? I'm scared.
I know, what is that? Yeah, 90s Jim Carrey. Like Jim Carrey in The Mask. Basically everyone in The Mask.
Yes. So true.
Like young Cameron Diaz looking so hot. And like when they're dancing. Oh.
Yes.
I think that was a bisexual moment for me.
I've seen Son of the Mask way more than I've seen The Mask. My
Yeah.
parents let us watch that one, but didn't want us to watch The Mask.
I don't think I've ever seen that one. I've only ever seen The Mask.
Alan Cumming is in it, and he's so hot.
I love Alan Cumming.
They're saying Me Too to Dr. Nitty. I don't understand.
What is Dr. Nitty?
Is that a man?
Oh, get nitty with it. Is that you? Is that person? Are we talking to you? They're responding to me. Wait, they literally said that.
Oh, they're responding to me.
We're with it.
Nice. That makes more sense. I forgot what I was saying. Yeah, I've seen Son of the Mask way more often.
What is the Son of the Mask about?
It's exactly what it sounds like.
Jim Carrey has baby?
It's not so much. It's not Jim Carrey. So it's some other man. I don't remember who. It's not Alan Cumming. Alan Cumming plays Loki, the son of what's his ass.
Oh,
which is who I think of when people talk. Turns out there's Marvel Loki, and I don't ever think about him. I always think they're talking about Alan Cumming in the classic 2002 film Son of Mask,
which is so in pop culture.
Yeah, very popular. We're me and Nitty are together only on stream. I thought you were saying like that it was a movie that Jim Carrey
That's
made.
what I thought as well. I thought that was a film that we weren't aware of.
Let me see. Let me pull up a photo over here on the tiny screen.
Yes, on the screen where you can't read. Okay, it is definitely also partly that screen's like,
it's an older screen
thing. Yeah, because it's like it looks like crispy.
Son of Mask. Anyway, this guy finds the mask, has sex with his wife, and she gets pregnant. And so then they have a really weird son, and he's just weird. Jamie Kennedy is the main man. Alan Cumming is Loki. Let me find him as Loki. You're going to look at me, and you're going to tell me this wouldn't have made me bisexual?
That's
look at his weird little hair.
Newly bisexual. I'm becoming bi in new ways.
In real time.
Oh my god.
This was him when he was wearing the
Okay,
mask.
that part's not hot.
No.
That part is not cute. But when, oh my god.
Yeah. His little eye wrinkles. I've always thought that he was
Why
so
isn't
hot.
he boning me right now?
I know. Look at... The dog also has the mask on. I think you're right.
Why does the mask get on the dog?
I don't know. It's a very mischievous mask, which is like the premise of it.
I guess that makes sense.
Why does Kyle look mad that he's hot?
I'm mad at hot people.
Yeah. It's relatable.
How dare they?
His hedgehog hair, yeah.
Yes.
Shaggy's absolutely my type. Everybody in the Scooby-Doo live action movies, everyone is so hot.
Do you follow Haunted Hostess?
No.
Okay, probably not. They are a cosplay account. I started following them because they followed me. But she's like this like wildly pop. She has like 1 million followers.
Okay, good for her.
But her big thing is that she does Velma cosplay, like sexy Velma.
Oh, maybe I do follow her.
Her theory is that it's like a polycule.
Oh, yeah, I've seen that.
She's like, everyone, they're all fucking each other.
They have to be.
So, like, she'll do, like, she cosplays all of them, and she'll do, like, videos of them with each other.
That's so cute.
It's so cute. And she's so precious.
When we don't have anything to watch, we sometimes watch old Scooby-Doo because it's on HBO Max, like the 70s Scooby-Doo.
Oh, so
and Phoebe Googled it. Do you know how old they're supposed to be in the 70s one?
No.
Velma and Daphne are supposed to be, like, 15. And Fred and Shaggy are supposed to be like 17 and 18.
Then why are they saying all that sexy stuff?
First of all, where are their parents?
Yeah, hang on.
This whole time I was like...
They don't have adults
I was like, they're in college, and they're not. They're supposed to be like in high school. Like freshman, sophomore,
They were always senior. College in my head.
Yeah.
Like, that was the vibe. Like, they're driving around in a van.
That's about the new ones, is what Pamela says. No, we Googled it in the 70s one. Now, Phoebe Scooby-Doo is a sex symbol.
Mm-mm.
About the 70s ones, yeah. Scrappy is definitely the
least sexy dog.
If they're in high school, they confirm that people used to age faster.
Wait, like in Grease, when they're like, this is a teenager,
I
and
watched
it's a 40-year-old
Grease recently,
person.
and I was like, I'm gonna Google this. And Stockard Channing, who plays Rizzo, is literally 30 in that movie. Now,
she is also hot.
Oh my god, she's so hot.
But she does not look 16.
I hated Scrappy so much because of that. It's the first movie, right, where they go to Spooky Island.
Yes.
I hated Scrappy so much. You know when you're a kid and you have like really like your opinions are so deep
that they're facts.
I was like, I would be in the car and I would be like, if I ever saw Scrappy Doo, I would kick him.
Yeah.
Like
he is like at kicking level.
He's
also,
just an animated dog who was mean to his brother, uncle,
and friends.
I don't remember how he's related to Scooby-Doo.
I don't remember either.
I think Scooby-Doo's his uncle, which is funny because like, is that?
I want to see Scooby-Doo's whole family.
I would like the Scooby-Doo family tree.
I need the tree.
More like Scrappy don't.
Uncle.
I think he's his cousin. We don't know. They're cousins.
Snarf and Snarfer.
Hey.
I don't know what that is.
I'm not familiar with the Snarf lore.
Mm-mm.
Or whomst they are. Or a runkle if you're a dog. Yeah, you know, Snarf and Snarfer.
That's what they call us.
Is this, you're right. Is this a British thing?
Oh, there is a family tree. I'm looking it up.
I'm scared. Oh my god, this morning, what did I ask Phoebe? This morning, Phoebe woke up and I said, what time did you go to Swank?
First of all, there's so many family trees available.
And I was trying to say sleep and honk shoe at the same time. But I said Swank instead. Shaggy's grandfather or something was a plantation owner.
Scooby-Doo has so many siblings.
Are you being for real?
I am being so for real right now. Okay, first of all, I'm gonna tell you just his direct line. We're not gonna get into the other people.
All right.
Are you ready for the oldest Scooby-Doo person that's
ready.
On this?
Who's the oldest Doo?
Yankee Doodle Doo.
We're off to a good start.
Yankee Doodle Doo's son was Great Grandpa Doo.
Right.
Grandpa Doo
mm-hmm.
goes to Dada Doo.
Okay.
And Momsy Doo.
Now, what's important to note is there's no pairings anyone till Daddy and Momsa.
Yeah,
they were asexually reproducing.
Correct. So Scooby-Doo's relatives are Howdy Doo.
Okay.
Yabba Doo. And Skippy Doo. And then Ruby Doo, Sexy Lady Doo.
Oh.
Scrappy Doo is the child of Ruby Doo.
Wow. And she's the only one who
has children?
Has children.
That's
Scrappy Doo confirmed is a bastard, it sounds like.
Yeah, that's what I'm hearing. Also, there's other Doos. There's Whoopsie Doo.
Hey, I think you should name your
Doobie
baby
Doo.
Whoopsie Doo.
If I have a baby, it will be named Whoopsie Doo.
Yeah. Nephew of Scooby, confirmed.
Yes, confirmed.
He's the nephew of Scooby. Almost named my kid Whoopsie Doo.
Scooby Dumb.
Hey,
hang on. Let me get back to my tree. What do you mean?
Doobie Brothers confirmed.
Oh, Scooby Dumb is the sibling of Whoopsie Doo.
Oh,
and they are both the children of Uncle Horton Doo. No.
Horton here's
again.
Doo.
No partner.
No. Yeah,
none of these people are partners.
A lot of them are asexually reproducing according to the tree.
Dogs.
Yeah.
Everyone knows dogs do.
Hey, you know?
Yeah.
I'm not here to tell anyone how dogs reproduce.
No.
How would I know?
I'm not watching.
In the Scooby-Doo universe, the rules are different. They said Horton is a fucking dick. Godzilla rules? Does Godzilla asexually reproduce?
Is that... I don't know anything about Godzilla.
Is that true?
I've actually not seen Godzilla.
I haven't either. I haven't seen any of them.
But I find Godzilla very cool. I think that I like that zip line that's in
Japan. The
Japan.
only thing I know about Godzilla is his middle name is Cornelius. Do you know what Donald's middle name is?
No.
It's Fauntleroy. Donald Fauntleroy Duck.
Oh.
It's my one fun fact that I would tell people at Disney World all the time.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. It's kind of fun, though. It's a very fruity middle name.
It is very fruity. It's just funny because his name is like Donald Duck hiding Fauntleroy.
Yeah.
That's me. That's what I was trying to do with my name.
Yeah.
But I didn't put a hidden Fauntleroy.
Yeah. You should have. You could pick Fauntleroy's middle name.
My middle name is just going to be a letter, I think.
Oh, I think that's smart.
So that way I avoid the no middle name thing.
Also, people will think it's a secret. And
right.
then you can let them think that.
I'm going to say it's B for burger. Like,
That's
in
cute.
my heart, it's for burger.
I think it should be.
Yeah.
Godzilla and Mothra are non-binary and just lay eggs.
Love that. Oh, yeah. Aren't they, like, in love? Godzilla and Mothra?
Is that true?
I think so. Like, Godzilla's,
Scoobered
like...
family tree on
has,
Reddit,
like,
and they're arguing over the inclusion of Yankee Doodle. Okay, Blake, it's really cute that you had a Scooby-Doo bathroom.
Okay, Scooby-Doo, like... aesthetic.
Godzilla has no dick, no balls, and probably no butthole. Good for him. They're kind of in love in a lesbian solidarity way. Okay. I'm happy for them.
Love that.
And the new movies, they're in love. The only thing I know about Godzilla is when Neil Cicierega, years ago, wrote The Ultimate Showdown, where it was like, this is the ultimate showdown of ultimate destiny. Good guys, bad guys, and explosions. As far as the eye can see. That was the part of the internet I was on as a young person. We talked about this the other day. I was on albinoblacksheep.com a lot, which is a whole website that basically ran on like Flash.
Flash, yes. Does Flash still exist?
So
are people still using it?
So yes, but like most computers most computers like can't.
Oh, like can't support it anymore?
Yeah.
That makes sense.
So like we tried to go to the Polly Pocket website I think recently, and everything was run on Flash, and so we couldn't play anything because we couldn't download Flash.
Right, of course.
And I'm delighted. Flash. Yeah. That's the only thing. Yeah, I was on Albino Black Sheep a lot.
Yeah, I wasn't on there, but I would go to people's houses and hang out in their computer room, and we would be on there then.
Yeah. So that was where that song was from. A lot of stuff like that.
Interesting. Did you like Homestar Runner?
No,
was that anything? Okay, that was also like a Flash-related website. I knew people that were very into it. It's very weird.
Yeah, I wasn't on the internet like that much. The amount of time I spent trying to memorize the Llama song, yeah.
I did Habba Hotel, 100%. It was like a hotel that you would go online. It was all children. People were trying to cyber with each other around the, guidelines, saying weird words.
Like Club Penguin.
Like Club Penguin, but it was a hotel. I don't really know what the purpose was, except just to be there.
Just to make friends.
I don't remember, games.
I was one of the unfortunate children who was, 13 and on Omegle. Omegle, however you say it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So, I was on a different part of the internet that I shouldn't have been on.
That's a dangerous part.
And Tumblr. I was big on Tumblr.
Oh, obviously.
Yeah. So I didn't grow up watching a lot of the, YouTubers that people watched.
Yeah.
Which is why I don't know much about, Hank Green or,
the only reason I know anything about them is through Lexi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also didn't really watch Tyler Oakley, which is really funny, because Phoebe once, a long time ago, did, a TikTok where they showed me a bunch of internet people, and I had to, name who they were, and the only one I got right was Tyler Oakley. But the only reason is because he was on an episode of Catfish, and I have seen every episode of Catfish several times.
He's on an episode of Catfish?
Yes, and then the one time that he rated us, I was like, oh my god, it's so funny,
you said from Catfish!
I was like, I need you to know the only reason I knew who you were in that video is because of the episode of Catfish you were on. And Tyler Oakley says, no, I wasn't. And then his whole chat is like, yes, he was. He's just trying to pull your leg. Don't let him scare you. And he was like, just kidding. Obviously, I was on Catfish or something like that. And I was like...
I would have bought it.
I was about to look like a fool. And I was like, I know you're on an episode of Catfish. I also think in his episode, it was the right person. There was, no drama.
Was it that they thought it was Tyler?
No.
Oh.
Max, the co-host, was like filming that movie he did with Zac Efron, and so that like half of that season,
there was like another.
Yeah, I'm telling you, I've seen it a lot.
Interesting.
I haven't seen it since Max officially left and Cammie Crawford took over. Because like I don't think you can watch them anywhere. Now I think they put the newest season on Hulu, so I should watch it. I was banned on Club Penguin for flirting with everyone.
The whole point of it was flirting.
Yeah, I wasn't on anything. I really wanted to be on Gaia, but I wasn't allowed.
I wasn't on Gaia.
So I would go to friends' houses and they would be on Gaia.
I tried to be on Neopets, but I wasn't good at it.
Phoebe was really big into Neopets. We also found out, I don't know if you know this, but we were watching Luxie live once when we knew that she was pregnant and no one else really did. Mm-hmm. And so she's talking about how she's like really into Tamagotchis like in that point in her life. And Phoebe had sent Luxie some Tamagotchis. One of them is like worth a lot of money.
Oh.
But like we weren't using it. Phoebe has like 8 Tamagotchis, so they sent one to Luxie. Anyway, and as we're watching Luxie live, Phoebe is like, "Tell Luxie I used to be on a Tama forum." And I was like, "Oh, Phoebe used to be like the mod on a Tama forum." And Luxie's like, "Which one?" And it turns out that
they were on the same.
They were on the same one like 15 years ago.
Oh my god.
Which is hilarious.
Those little nerds.
I know.
I love them.
Veronica, they said go to Jory in jail. I got gaslighted with medical fraud with fanfiction.net forums.
Pendless, everything you say is very funny.
I know, they're a funny little person.
Yeah.
Oh, there are pictures of girls kissing for science. My password to my first laptop was like pictures of boys kissing or something like that.
They'll never guess this.
Hello, good morning. I'm happy that you're here, Casey. You'd let you design digital clothes and sell them in your own digital boutique for fake currency. What?
That just sounds like a way to rip people off.
So, Victoria, it sounds like you were doing NFTs before they were big.
Yeah.
That's what it sounds like.
Love it.
Yeah, I did know the Just Girly things. Girl is a lesbian. Did you know that the person who, like, made, fucking gender reveals, like, more mainstream, like, was really big for, like, doing her gender reveal party on Pinterest? Her kid is non-binary now. And she's like, I kind of wish I hadn't done it because...
Wish I hadn't made that big of a deal about it.
Yeah.
Gifs of girls taking their shirt off.
Yeah. Didn't know
specifically
I was
gifs. You're like, check the gift box.
Yeah.
This needs to be moving.
Yeah. It's got to be moving. It's more...
Yeah.
That parent now hates gender reveals. None of it was real. It was on-site currency that had no weight in reality. It was a delayed reveal.
Yeah.
Like an NFT, Victoria. NFTs are also not weird. It was more like a lesson in business management. The rest of us are Googling boobies, and Victoria's like, how can I become a better business person at the age of 9 years old?
I just was...
So we all just looked up girls kissing, huh?
I had LimeWire, so I was just watching porn.
Can you do that? I didn't know that. I was just getting, like, new Britney Spears songs on LimeWire. I didn't know you could get other things.
I think the first time I ever saw porn was because I accidentally downloaded it thinking it was a Backstreet Boys music video.
That's dirty.
It was a gangbang.
Hey, be careful. We're on Twitch.
I'm sorry. But it was. And it was very disturbing.
It was a couple of friends having a good time.
I was like 8 years old. And I was like, she has
this is not the Backstreet Boys.
This is not... The boys
were in a Backstreet, I guess.
After stream, I'm going to tell you about this porn because it is so... deeply disturbing and weird. I don't have anything close to that at all. The closest thing I have is that I LimeWired If You Seek Amy.
Oh, yes. From Britney Spears. And randomly they would be like, the sexiest music on K97.
Yes, when you downloaded something and it was ripped from the radio.
Yeah.
I had like a... Oh, what's that? I Got a Soul, But I'm Not a Soldier song.
Oh, I don't know.
It's some band. Anyway. It's, like, on K-Rock, the, like, Los Angeles radio station, and in the middle of the song, they go, K-Rock!
Yeah.
And I thought that was part of the song.
Yeah, same with If You See K. It said it, like, 3 times.
The Killers, thank you. Some band.
That's so funny. No, yeah, I didn't have any experiences like that. Give me a turbo virus by trying to download Dance Dance by Fall Out Boy.
Oh my gosh, yes, I Did Not Have Relations. I downloaded that constantly. Because people were addicted to putting that as other files.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
That didn't
like
happen
to
me.
like prank people. And I was just like trying to download my tunes.
My mom saying I couldn't listen to that, and I was like, why? What's wrong with Amy?
What's wrong with Amy?
The Lord giving is phenomenal.
I didn't know where fucking went.
Yeah, I think it's supposed to be like, instead of giving.
Instead of giving.
I got
was
a
like,
letter from my
in
internet provider letting me know they knew I illegally downloaded Napoleon Dynamite. Oh, wait, I have a story kind of similar to this.
No.
Now, it could not be true. I would like to preface by saying that.
It could be a Morgan idea.
No, it's not me.
Okay.
I'm telling you what the person told me. Now, I'm saying the person who told me could have been lying. But I had a friend. I won't, I guess, dox them. Let me think of a name for them. Sharon.
Okay.
I had a friend named Sharon, and her brother was like, we were like in the 8th grade and he was like a senior. So she had like the hot older brother. Maybe he was older than that. I don't remember. He was cute. And when he was in like late middle school, early high school, George W. Bush was president. And he ran a forum where they just like shit talked the president. And he said like that he was going to replace the president with like a circus monkey, and like he would probably still be able to do just as good of a job or something like that. And supposedly the Secret Service came to their house and like searched their computer and like told him that he was a terrorist threat, and he was like, okay, go ahead. And they like went through his computer and like didn't really find anything, but he did have a bunch of like illegally downloaded movies, and they either didn't say anything or like didn't care. And so then he would be like, yeah, so if you're gonna do something to the president, just make sure like you name the file definitely not plans to take over or whatever.
That makes sense.
Yeah. And I have no idea if it's true or not, but like it was a story that I heard him tell, and then also I heard the friend tell several times.
That's so
scary. If
it
is a lie, it's consistent.
Yeah.
Labia Monster, welcome back. My grandma got a call from the internet company saying stop illegally downloading Spider-Man because my boyfriend ripped it from the internet while we were living there. Can you imagine?
Spider-Man's good, though.
I don't know if they, like, send you to prison for that kind of thing, but can you imagine, like, being in there and they're like, what are you in for? And you're like, I downloaded Spider-Man.
I just love Spider-Man so much.
I just love it. Was it the Tobey Maguire one?
Because that makes sense to me.
Because he's the real Spider-Man to me. But that's because of who I am and how old I am.
I don't even love his Spider-Man the most, but I love his villain the most, I think.
Yeah, well,
like
James, that's how I knew James Franco. We talked about this before.
Okay, me too.
People will be like, what do you know the celebrity from? And I think of James Franco as the son of the bad guy in the first Spider-Man movie.
Yeah. Duh.
Universal Pictures sent an email to my college because someone was downloading Mission Impossible 2. 10 years of hard time for needing to see emo Peter Parker. And the way that I was like, he's so hot. And y'all, he's just a normal man with bangs. Yeah.
And that, like, gif.
He's going through it.
Yeah.
In the third one. Yes, James Franco is the son of the Green Goblin in the original Spider-Man.
He's just a baby.
Yeah.
Like, he's so young in it.
Yeah, he's really young.
Yeah.
Hey, let me Google how old he is. Oh my god, I'm flat again. Hold on.
Andrew Garfield is hot and Tobey Maguire is hot. I agree.
Who's the new one? Tom Holland looked like a baby.
Not hot.
And he's very cute.
Yes.
But yeah, he looked like a baby.
Very cute. Finally looks like a high schooler.
Yeah. He's made it that far.
But there is a scene of Andrew Garfield in the Spider-Man where he's all bloody and then he talks about a chocolate house. That part's important to me.
How old is James Franco in Spider-Man? He's 23. Today he's 45.
21 years ago.
Yeah, it was 21 years ago.
Yeah, there's something about
here he is in Spider-Man. Look how young he is.
He's a child. Look how puffy his hair is.
Yeah, he's got very puffy hair. And
it's
this
2002.
is him now. Look at those wrinkles. He looks handsome.
Yeah.
Yeah. For charging his computer with a bad adapter? What? That's so scary.
That's so scary.
Peter Parker's supposed to be in graduate school. Is he?
I always thought he was supposed to be in high school.
I definitely thought he was in high school.
I thought he was in high school in the first one.
I think he is.
Aren't
you guys
they,
are
taking
lying.
A field trip?
They're on a
in
literal
high school?
field trip. Okay, let's see.
Do you do field trips when you're in graduate school?
Yeah, Toby. Is it Maguire? I don't think so. Spider-Man.
Oh, he graduates high school in the first movie. Yeah. Yeah.
The Andrew Garfield one is older.
Oh. That makes sense, I guess.
Okay, it just says student here. But yeah, I think he's in high school in the 2002 film. Now, Tobey Maguire looks like he's in high school. He looks like a more handsome Sheldon Cooper in this photo.
Now that we're having this conversation, you probably haven't seen... You don't like Marvel movies, so have you seen the new Spider-Man situation?
No. Here's all the Marvel movies I've seen. The first Black Panther. Do these count?
Yes.
I've seen these Spider-Man movies with Tobey Maguire. That's it. Yeah, I haven't seen any of them.
Wow.
I know. I've never seen Thor. I've never seen Iron Man.
Thor's so hot.
I know.
Thor's my favorite. Because of the hotness.
I also know that I would like WandaVision, but like it's like I feel like I have to watch... If we go to Disneyland in August, I do think I'm going to watch everything beforehand. Although we went to Marvel Campus on our honeymoon, but I didn't know who anybody was.
You were just like, hotties.
Well, we were there with our friends who are characters. I don't remember what they call them. And so they knew where all the like special meet and greets were, so they'd be like, we're going to meet Doctor Strange, and it's a big deal because you like can't meet him that much. I would be like, this means nothing to me. But I'm glad he is a nice man. The other part is when we met Iron Man, it was like clearly our friend's friend, so he's just saying like the most ridiculous things.
Like he's like making weird things. Yeah. That's so funny. When I met Iron Man, it was very exciting. I was like, that's him.
Yeah.
That's him, and he knows me.
Yeah. Hello, welcome. I hate that the MCU, you need to do so much homework. Yes, exactly.
Yeah. That's the thing. I feel like if you tried to get into it now, it would be so hard. But like I've been watching them. Like I was very into Iron Man. Like when I was like
I was a Superman girly. I really love Smallville though. That was the reason. It's not like I know anything about real Superman.
Love that.
I just love Tom Daly. Is that his name? No, that's the Olympic
Smallville
swimmer.
man?
No, yeah, it's Tom something. Tom Wellington, I think. Tom Welling. Oh my God, he's old now.
That photo jump scared me because in my head he's Smallville.
Look, he's young.
He's in Smallville mode.
I fucking loved Smallville. Who is this man? This is the Lex Luthor, but what does he look like now? Hey, he's in something else. Oh, he's in Guardians of the Galaxy. The Neighbor. What do I know this man from? Where's his IMDb? Who are you? I definitely know him from Smallville. It's hard to care about.
There's too much.
It's a lot. That's the thing. If you want me to get... And sometimes that is what I want. That's why I got into ACOTAR, because I was like, I want something that has a lot of lore and a lot of fans.
Yeah.
And that's what I wanted.
On Disney Plus, there's like all these like organized little things to show you how to do it. But I feel like you'd have to do it in like the smallest burst, because you would hate it otherwise.
I know.
There's just too much.
I still haven't seen all the... I'll hydrate. I still haven't seen all the Star Wars movies. We're as a family watching them because I didn't grow up watching them.
Like the old ones?
Yeah.
Which ones have you seen?
So we're watching them in chronological order of what has happened. So we started with the prequels.
Okay.
And then we watched the first old one, then Rogue One.
Okay.
Then
That's how many you've seen? That's a lot.
So we're on the third. I still haven't seen the third old movie. The third of the original trilogy. And then after that, we go from that to The Mandalorian.
The Mandalorian is so good.
I'm really excited.
Yeah.
Rogue One was good. They've all been pretty good so far.
Yeah.
Except for, I think it was Solo. I have seen that one, but I don't remember if I watched it with them or if I saw it in theaters. But it's like one that's like all by itself.
It's fine.
But I did like seeing Childish Gambino. What's his real name?
Yes. The handsome man.
He's so handsome.
He was the best part of the whole thing because he was so hot. Yeah. Lando Calrissian?
Yes.
Is that
good job, Lando. Yeah. Rogue One's Phoebe's favorite one.
Yeah, that makes sense to me.
Yeah. Rogue One was better than Solo, but Solo was okay.
I wouldn't say Solo was bad.
It's Chris Pine. It's not Chris Pine. It's that guy who looks a lot like Chris Pine.
Wait, the guy from the other thing that we were watching that you were like, he always gets confused with Chris Pine?
No, James Marsden?
Yes.
No. It's another guy who looks like Chris Pine. Alden. Okay, I don't know how to say this name.
Oh.
Okay, but it's not that he looks like Chris Pine. It's that, like, in my brain, I just replace...
He is hot.
And put Chris Pine on his face when I think about this movie.
That'd be fun.
Has Bieber seen Andor? No.
Okay, I also started watching Andor. again, Jake tells me I need to watch all these things and pushes me to do it for so long, and then finally I give up and watch like one episode. Andor is actually very good.
I'm sure it is.
Yeah, but
no more people named Chris. No Andor spoilers.
No spoiling.
Chris Pine just screams generic to me. It's kind of weird Star Wars. I mean, I am liking Star Wars.
That's why I like it.
But like we went to Batu on like the cast member preview stuff, and I had never seen any of the Star Wars movies at that point. And it was still really amazing. So, and I feel like that's the difference. Is I feel like you don't really have to see any of the Star Wars movies to think Batu is like so fun and like clearly a vibe. And Marvel, I was like,
yeah, if you're in Avengers Campus, you're like,
I was like, this is just gray buildings.
Yeah.
This isn't that interesting.
Yeah, the Star Wars universe like takes you into it more.
Yeah, when I know that they freaking got rid of Bugs Land to put Marvel Campus there.
The bumper cars were ladybugs.
I know. There was a freaking Heimlich train.
Yeah.
The Spider-Man animatronic is cool. It worked when we were there.
It worked when we saw it too.
Yeah, it was really cool.
Although, do I want to see it die a beautiful death? Yes, I do.
It's like so expensive. It's probably the longest I feel like they've kept something that's super expensive.
Like running?
Yeah. Yes. Remember when they had like those really crazy drones in Batu for like 2 weeks and they were like, okay, well we spent a couple $1,000s on this and now we're never going to fly them again.
We're done with it. Universal had, it's like the like chocolate restaurant at Universal. It's called Toothsome. Okay, it's like a chocolate factory is the theme. So it's a normal restaurant, but also there's entertainment. So there's like a woman that walks around. Her name is Penelope, and then she has like a robot named Jacques, and they're cool. They walk around all the time. But for like during, I want to say like just after quarantine because it was outside, they had like this robot dog. But it's like one of those like police dogs that are robots, you know what I mean? Like they're like really scary. Like really it was one legs. Of those, but they made it look like a steampunk dog.
Okay, it's kind of fun.
But they only had it for like a couple of weeks, and then they're like, "We're done. Now it's gone.
Get out of here." Universal
now
it's
back to work.
Has like a cast connection, right?
No. Well,
they did.
In the wardrobe building, there is a store that is open all the time where everything's like 70% off, but it is like the worst stuff of all time. Like you know how Cast Connection gets like cool stuff sometimes. Yeah. This store basically
Cast Connection usually just gets stuff that's like out of season.
Or like sometimes like I used to go to Property Control and get like broken stuff all the time.
Yeah.
Like ornaments. I have like every ornament they made in the entire time I worked at Disney because I would just go to Property Control and buy like Peter Pan is missing a couple fingers. And I was like, I won't see that in my tree.
Yeah, I don't care.
Yeah.
The thing is the MCU is doing a very different thing. Star Wars is cool and meta, but kind of dragging her life because like the comics. That's fair. Cast Connection is like, if you're a Disney cast member, you can go. Mm-hmm. And it's like where they sell a bunch of the stuff that is like seasonally, like out of season, or like things that are going to expire. So like they'll have like popcorn in the bags that's like going to expire in a week. Or things like that. Mm-hmm. There is also the Disney Character Warehouse, which you don't have to be a cast member to go to. It's in Orlando.
There's a couple of them.
Oh, are there?
Yeah, there's more than one because Jake and I went to them as a fun excursion.
That's really fun. Well, there's a couple of those, and they also have like ears for $7 and stuff like that. Yeah. It was really cool. I really like it. I'm still on the Cast Connection Facebook group, even though I'm not a cast member anymore, so I was supposed to leave, but I never did.
I didn't know there was a Facebook group.
Oh, yeah. So
do they say what they get?
Yeah.
I gotta be on that group.
Yeah, it's nice. What if they just gave for free?
Yeah.
Well, it's super nice because it
is very cheap.
They do like a Black Friday there, and sometimes it's stuff that is like new that's just like cast member exclusive. So they had like a cast member spirit jersey, which was cute. And if you bought it, I'm happy for you. But I would never want hello Marjaluna. I would never want anything that said cast member on it.
I don't want that because then people would talk to me.
Yes, then people would be like, I see that you're flying, but can I talk to you about our vacation? Mm-hmm. And I'd be like, no.
Yeah.
Don't. So then it's like, what, I just buy it to wear around my house? Like, I'm not going to do that.
Yeah.
So, anyway, it's really cool. But Universal used to have like I only know this because of this girlie that I'm friends with from Guest Relations who's like a Universal girl. She got like married there.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. But they bought the sign from above one of the restaurants.
Oh, yeah, they will sell that stuff. So they do have, they have like a garage sale.
Oh.
In the parking lot once a year.
Okay, that's kind of fun, though.
Yeah, it's like we have like a structure, and they'll just close the bottom of the structure. And it'll just be like huge, like literally in boxes.
That makes sense, because they were like, the hall, and I was like.
That makes sense.
Oh, okay.
But they'll have, I always see like Christmas decorations there, like the huge ones that they are using like on the buildings. So they're like gigantic. And then that's usually where I get my Horror Night shirts because they'll be like $2.
That's nice.
Yeah.
No. Well, it's because Universal only likes skinny people, number one.
Yeah.
And then, like, I remember when I was a kid, the commercials, and I guess I'm now realizing, I don't know if they still show commercials the way they used to, but when I was a kid, I remember because I lived in Alabama, so it was only 8 hours to Universal and Disney. And they would show a commercial and they'd be like, Universal, not for little kids, or something like that. They had, like, a tagline that was like, don't bring your baby here, essentially. And I was like, oh, okay. And then, like, we went there, like, once when I was really little, but I don't remember doing anything. I just remember meeting Scooby-Doo. Yeah. And then when we went on our honeymoon, we went with Kyle for one day because they had free tickets and, like, or, like, you know, team member tickets.
Yeah.
And, I barely fit on anything. And also, Phoebe doesn't like roller coasters, so they only rode, like, the Cat in the Hat ride and, like, one Harry Potter ride.
To be fair, the Cat in the Hat ride, amazing.
Oh, it's a fever dream.
Great ride.
It was great. And then I also, like, see a lot of people who have disabilities or, like, mobility devices who talk about how, like, they couldn't ride anything because there's, like, not an easy way to take a wheelchair in. Or, like, so there's, like, a lot of problems with Universal. And I think that's why they don't have as many fans in that way. Now, what I will say is a huge part of cast member culture is being super into Horror Nights, which is, like, its own thing.
Yeah.
That Universal does.
And those are just walkthroughs, so they're definitely much more accessible.
Yeah.
It is still pretty skinny. I know I've gone through with a wheelchair, so I know a wheelchair does fit, but it's a tight squeeze.
Yeah. It's definitely not like, it's like accessible barely.
Yeah, it's like the bare minimum is what they're at.
Did they do a Horror Night where Mickey chases you?
That was my entire Walt Disney World experience.
Exactly. Oh my so god. But yes, Horror Nights was really cool.
Horror Nights is so good.
It's really fun. I do wish that it was like, so basically, like, you don't go in to the haunted, like, the scary houses by, like, group. It's like one long conga line.
Yeah, they don't pulse them.
So yes, so nothing is, like, actually that scary because you'll see someone, like, 5 people ahead of you get scared by it.
Yeah.
But if you're someone who's kind of a wimp, it's perfect. So Phoebe really liked it.
Yeah, I like it because it's not so scary.
There was a video of a guy yelling at a woman in a wheelchair at Universal. Yes.
Oh, jeez.
When I told the story before, but when we were there on our honeymoon, Kyle and Phoebe sat outside and we were getting on Hagrid's. And
I can't believe I didn't know that also.
Yeah.
Were you keeping it a secret from me?
No. Well, no, you work with another person.
Okay, yeah.
But anyway, so, like, we did not see any haunted activity at Enchanted Forest. First of all, to do any of the rides at Universal, the, like, chairs outside are in front of everyone for you to see if you're, like, too fat to ride. And I barely fit on all of them, and I was probably, like, 30 pounds skinnier at that point. And I was, like, pulling it on me, would barely get it to go green. I'm, like, outside of Hagrid's, and I'm doing that, and they're like, cool, great, as long as you help, like, you know, whoever's riding with you helps you, like, lock it in before they sit down, you should be fine. We wait for an hour in the line. We get there, and also Universal, like, instead of it being like Disney where, like, you know, the coaster comes in, it stops, the gates open, and you walk in, they're, like, all on moving platforms.
Yeah, they're still moving.
So, like, you're walking in as it's also moving. And so Bo is, like, sitting next to me, and they go to, like, push me into the seat, and the person is like, like, loudly, and it's like, if you can't get in by yourself, you can't ride, like screaming at me and screaming at Bo for, like, trying to help me get in. And I was like, okay. It was so stressful. And I was like, all right. And then the only other thing that we rode where, like, something similar happened, and this person wasn't mean, like, it's not their fault the ride was built this way, but, like, we were riding the one where they're, like, going to the bank or whatever.
Gringotts.
Yeah. And I had already ridden it once that day, but, like, this time I was, like, having a harder time fitting. And so they just kept being like, can you push it down more? And I was like, I can try.
You're like, my body's in the way, but
right.
Sure.
And so, like, we sat there for, like, what felt like a super long time as they're like, okay, you'll probably be fine. And I was like, all right. There's a Tumby in here.
Oh, my God.
I was probably, like, a size 20. I'm now, like, a 24.
Am a pretty solid size 16, and I have trouble fitting on the rides.
Yeah.
I won't ride Velocicoaster because I had such a bad experience getting on it. And that's their newest ride.
Yes. That's the other thing is, like, in Disneyland, I didn't have that many issues on the rides at all. I didn't have any, I don't think. In Disneyland, the queues are much smaller.
Yes.
So, like, I do have to, like, walk through some of them kind of sideways, which you kind of do anyway, because, like, you have to talk to, I was talking to Phoebe, who was behind me. But, so that was a little annoying, but the rides, like, I could fit on
also,
them.
the fact that at Disneyland, they still have those, like, counters that you have to go through
Yes.
at some of the queues,
I
and you're like, excuse me?
Yeah. I think if I can ever go, I'm just not gonna eat.
Well, that's the thing. Like,
I'm just gonna eat.
Like, I'm at Universal
the food's not that good.
every day of my life.
Yeah.
And I just hang out. Like, I'm like, I guess I'll just drink and chill.
Yeah. That's the other thing is I would see people working at the rides who there's no way they could ride it.
Correct.
And so I'm like...
And they don't.
Yeah.
Which is insane.
I'm a very small person, and I even have trouble with some of the queues at Disneyland. It's bonkers.
It's wild that they still have them there.
But at least at Disneyland, I'm like, this was built in the 50s. Like,
right.
I get it. Universal, like, the biggest complaints that I had were in Harry Potter World. And
the newest section.
That's the newest section.
Yeah.
So there's, like, no excuse for them to be that fat-phobic.
No. Well, and even, okay, so I was going to ask if y'all were going to Universal when you go to Disneyland, because it's different and they have Super Nintendo World there now.
I have heard that.
Which
Probably
is cool.
not.
I figured you weren't, but I was going to tell you about, they have like the Secret Life of Pets ride there.
I've heard
which
really
is
cute
cool.
things.
It's very cool. There's lesbians in it.
Oh, it's fun.
But
that's right. You can get adopted by the lesbians.
You can get adopted by the lesbians.
That. Maybe JK mandated it.
But the seats are still like, it's a bench seat, but it's got like
personal
things.
indentions.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I'm like, if you had just made it a regular seat, this would be so normal and cool. But me and Jake were like, this is not
the Harry Potter one that's like it comes down like this and you're on like a bench is also like that. I was like, if this was a normal bench.
Yeah.
Because you don't go like upside down or anything, so there was no reason for them to build it.
No.
Listen, I don't know though, Mardeluna, because like I wonder if it's the worst in Japan Universal and Japan Disney. So I know
I think it's probably the same.
Who have gone to Tokyo Disney and were fine. Like I'm sure there's some things they couldn't do just because like I'm sure it's obviously built for mostly like Japan like fan base who like a lot more of them are smaller. But like I've been to Tokyo Disney and it's very fat friendly.
Yeah.
Because it's not that hard, especially like on the kid rides, there's no reason for it to not let fat people sit in it. I don't understand.
Yeah.
But they don't care. I've seen a lot of people like message Universal, like tweet them, like they don't care. And nothing's gonna get done. But I don't go there. I can't. It's not even out of like
it's
taking
like,
a stand. It's like there's no reason for me to go.
Yeah, you're not gonna do anything.
Yeah.
You're just gonna hang out.
Yeah. Why would
and
I
you're
do
right,
that?
the food at Universal, not so good.
No, the food at Disney is at least like...
the food at Disneyland?
Oh, so good.
Top of the list.
People asked a lot about the cruise. I think whenever we eventually book our next cruise, like I'll do a more like fat specific review. But like I didn't have any issues. The only thing I would say is like if I were to go pregnant, then I'd probably ask for like an ADA room just because the bathrooms on not just Disney but all cruises are like built really small. So like you can't really have more than one like person in them and you can't really open the door. It's kind of like those stalls that you've seen at like the mall sometimes where the door opens inward for some reason.
Oh yeah.
And so like you have to like straddle the toilet
like,
to like get in and out.
Yeah.
It's kind of built like that because the door opens inward. So that's the only thing is if I were going to like know that I had a lot of tummy, like if I was pregnant, then I'd probably ask for an ADA room at the cruise. But that's the only thing. Like everything else, I didn't feel like anything was gonna break. I didn't feel like I didn't fit anywhere. The theater has like a lot of like knee room. If you're like very...
Did y'all do any of the fancy food places or just the regular food?
No, because the regular food's so good.
That's what I was going to say. That's what I was going to ask.
And there's always a vegan and a vegetarian option everywhere.
Oh, wow. So it's not just like literally chicken tenders.
Yeah.
There's always something else.
Yeah. Which is great. Yeah, it was so nice. I didn't even have to like really think about... The other thing is there's other fat people there.
Right.
So like I really didn't have to think about it that much. I didn't ride the like water coaster on our honeymoon, so I don't know if that's fat friendly, but I'm sure you could Google if it has like a weight limit.
The tube.
Yeah. But it looks pretty big. I mean, like, I saw 2 grown men riding it together.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's probably fine, but I haven't actually done it myself, so I don't know. I need to physically fight J.K. Rowling.
I
think you would feel better.
Yeah, I do as well.
Yeah. I think you would come out, your therapist would be like, this was good.
If my therapist found out that I had the opportunity to fight J.K. Rowling, she would be screaming, jumping up and down.
Yeah, she would pay to watch it.
She would.
Good for her.
Yeah.
But yeah, the cruise was lovely. It's the other reason why, like, I don't want to vacation other places, too.
Right.
And so people...
Because you know that you're going to enjoy yourself there.
People will be like, why do you always want to vacation at Disney World or Disneyland? And I'm like, because I know that I'm fat and I'll be fine. I know that there is good food that I feel is worth the price I'm paying for it. I, know that I know what I'm doing. I know where things are. I know that I'm not going to get hate crime there. Yeah. And if I did, they would give me so much to be like, sorry that happened.
I always hear y'all talk about how you feel like really safe at Disney, which is so nice. I have not had the same experience.
Oh, no.
No, but I do agree that, like, the times that bad things have happened, Disney has, like, really tried to go above and beyond to make up for it, which is really nice.
Yeah, I know about that. Like, when I worked in guest relations, I had someone come in who, like, they got yelled at in the bathroom for, like, being in the wrong bathroom, which is actually crazy because they were non-binary and, like, were in the women's restroom and, like, if transphobes were to get their way, that's where they would have been anyway.
Right, that's where
it was just that they right. It was just that they had like short hair and like a tiny mustache, and like some like mom yelled at them, and we gave them like 5 days worth of free tickets and like $500. Like, you know what I mean? Like, which like it would still suck to have someone yell at you.
Does help
to have some things.
Absolutely.
They just saw someone they viewed as doing women wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm watching this between writing my books and working in my little factory. It's so hard being Pinless. How do you do it? Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's like, I don't know. I really liked it. I also helped someone who, they got yelled at because now I want to have a stressful time at Disney. They got yelled at because they have a service dog. Them and their friend have a service dog, and they were both annual pass holders, and they ran like an Instagram about like having a service dog in the parks that had like a couple thousand followers. They were really sweet, but basically they had their service dog. They're just going to the bathroom, and this person didn't use a wheelchair, or like wasn't using it that day rather. So they're like, it's not like they're even in like the big bathroom or like, where other people might yell at them for doing that, even though they did need it. Right. Whatever. They're using a regular stall, so they keep their dog like outside of the regular stall, and the dog's just sitting there outside of their stall. And this like 4 or 3-year-old comes up and is like patting the dog, and that's not the 3-year-old's fault at all. And the person wasn't mad at the 3-year-old. But they like come out and they see their dog like being bothered by this like 3 or 4-year-old, and they're like, "Hey bud, like, can't do that, sorry, like I have to go." And the 3-year-old like doesn't get it, is confused, continues to pet the dog. They go back and forth and do that for a while. There's no adult with this 3 or 4-year-old that they can see. And finally they're like, "Hey, stop." And like, not like they're hitting the kid, not like they're like screaming at them, but they were a little more like,
also,
"Hey,
it's not their child, so it's like,
no.
Who are you?"
And they like try to leave, and then the mom of the 3-year-old comes out of nowhere and is like, "You don't get to yell at my kid like that. Like, what's wrong with you? Like, he doesn't know." And they were like, "Okay, well, you should have been watching your kid."
Correct.
What if I were to like collapse in this moment, then my dog missed it because he's like, getting pet by your kid and all the stuff. And then the woman like tells the person like, "I hope you never have kids because like clearly you don't deserve them." Yeah, he's like super freaking mean to this person. And like they could have been lying, but I don't think so based on the way they were reacting. And that person was like dealing with infertility and like had their own stuff going on. And so the other friend who had a service dog, who was in the big stall and their dog was in there with them, comes out, and like then they start getting into it. And so the mom like storms off, and these bathrooms were like right next to guest relations. So like another person comes and finds me as I'm like the greeter at guest relations. They're like, "Hey, there's this like woman fighting with another woman in the bathroom." And I was like, what? And I go in, and the mom had like stormed off, but like, so I didn't really see her, but I saw the girl like crying in the corner. And so I take them into like this room that we have in guest relations, and I spent like 3 hours with them. And they were already pass holders, so I couldn't really give them like tickets, but we gave them some money, and like I drove them to their car, which was at Epcot, so I got to drive the like...
Ooh, the little van?
Yeah, it's really nice.
I love that.
I loved any time I got to drive the van.
That's really funny because when I was a character attendant, I was terrified of driving the van.
Oh, really?
I was like, I'm going to crash and all these people are going to die and it's going to be my fault.
Oh my God, I loved it. But it's because I really wanted to be a VIP tour guide.
That's true, and that's a big part of it.
And that's a huge part of it. So I wanted to have, like, as much experience. And they knew that. That was the other thing I really liked about where I was.
They were like, Morgan, you go.
They were like, you get into guest relations, at least, like, at Magic Kingdom guest relations, which is superior.
The best one.
And they would be like, what are your, like, goals with the company? And then I'd be like, oh, like, you know, I really want to be a VIP tour guide. I really want to be an ambassador. And so, like, when we were doing, like, volunteer stuff or, like, if, like, a celebrity was coming, they'd be like, oh, like, did you want to set up the, like, room for them? And I'd be like, yeah.
Absolutely, I do.
Absolutely, I do.
Yes.
So it was really fun. But, anyway, I, like, got to talk to them for a super long time and drove them to Epcot.
Oh. Well, thank
and was
goodness
like,
it was
sorry,
you.
that woman was horrible. And they were like, it actually happens more often than you think. And I was like, oh my God. And then they were like, we run this Instagram, like, telling people, like, you know, little things. Yeah, you're right, Mar. Well, and that's the thing, like, the woman was gone. So, like, all we could do is be like, she was wearing a purple shirt, she's blonde.
Yeah.
You know, she could have left for the day. It was like 5
Right.
p.m.
Also,
so
if it's right
like,
by the front, she literally could have just walked out the gate.
Right. Like, you know, she could be there. And also, like, what can we do? Like, there's a million women in the park with purple shirts and blonde hair. So it's...
You have to find the bitch and fight her.
I know, yeah. It's more like in case that woman comes into guest relations to complain about the other girl.
About the others.
So that we know that she was the one that was in the wrong and don't give her anything. Oh my God, this wasn't my situation. But I was working once... and the person next to me was dealing with it, and this mom comes in screaming and crying, saying how, like, she's gonna sue the company. Which, if they say that, you have to be like, oh, will you? And then if they say yes, you have to just give them this little business card and be like, here's our lawyers, I actually can't talk to you anymore.
That makes sense.
It's kind of fun.
I kind of love that.
It's really nice. I've only gotten to do it once, but they were like, no, I didn't mean that. And I was like, I'm so sorry, you've actually already said it, and so legally I can't keep helping you. So, go ahead and contact the people on the card. It's really nice.
I love that.
But anyway, so she says that, and they're like, are you for real? And she's like, no, obviously, like, I'm being hyperbolic, like, let me calm down. And then she proceeds to tell this very dramatic story about her poor little 2-year-old, who all they wanted in the world to do was meet Stitch. And it's all they've dreamed about since the moment they were born, was meeting Stitch.
Wow.
And it's all that's ever mattered to the 2-year-old. And then finally, when she met the 2-year-old, Stitch was rude and, like, mean, and then refused to meet with her.
Stitch
and I was
is
like,
mean.
yeah. And I was like, what a strange story. So the person leaves. A signed Stitch fan at birth. The person leaves and calls the leader over by, like, the Stitch meet and greet. And what actually happened is the mom, like, told the 2-year-old, like, there's Stitch. The 2-year-old's not super into it. Mm-hmm. And then she's like, go hug him or whatever. And, like, pushes the 2-year-old on. And then the 2-year-old runs. And, like, Stitch either, like, didn't see it coming or, like, this is a hefty 2-year-old or I don't know. But knocks Stitch to the ground. And the cast member, who was Stitch, hurt their head so much that they were now at the hospital. Like, probably just as a precaution.
Still.
But, like, still.
To be on the ground.
Yes, so that's why Stitch refused to meet with them or anyone else after. Because then the leader had to go and, like, do all their paperwork and make sure that
there was no Stitch left.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Stitch punted the kid like a football. And again, that's another thing that's, like, not the 2-year-old's fault.
Right.
The mom should have been like, let me walk you over there. Like, let's take a picture together. Like, you know. Yes. So she's like, no, that's not what happened. And the person's like, well, I just talked to the leader over there. And, like, I need you to know that, like, that cast member is, like, severely injured. And, like, there's not going to be any more Stitch meet and greets today. Because they don't have, because, like, the Stitch was in the hospital.
Yeah.
And I wasn't the one who called the leader, so maybe this cast member was, like, being hyperbolic. I have no idea. Yeah. But I do know that it was not, that woman didn't get anything.
Yeah.
She just lost an hour complaining.
Did I tell you about the time when someone said that I punched them at Disney when I was a character attendant?
Oh my God, these are my favorite. Go ahead.
Okay, so I was a character attendant, and it was Pooh and Tigger, like, in that spot at Magic Kingdom. Mm-hmm. So, you know, like, the Teacups break room is, like, behind the Brave meet and greet. So it's, like, kind of far. You gotta, like, walk
That's so funny.
up the hill. Yeah.
Behind
so,
that
like,
weird bathroom.
Yes, behind the weird bathroom. So that's where Merida would be, and then the Winnie the Pooh characters would be in there as well. I think that's it. But, so we were hanging out in there, and they were walking back from set, Pooh, like, okay, so you can't see both of those costumes, like, suck.
Yeah.
So usually you're holding Winnie the Pooh's hand while you walk.
That makes total sense. I just thought it was for cuteness.
No, you're holding Winnie the Pooh's hand while you walk because Pooh can't see shit. And then Tigger just, like, kind of runs ahead because he's like, I'm just a fun little goofy guy. But really, he's like, I'm trying to get off set as fast as possible.
Right.
So Tigger was, like, ahead of us. I'm with Pooh, and I see, like, a kid, like, running full tilt at Tigger. And I was like, oh, God. So I, like, ran up, and I, like, throw my arms out like this. And I'm like, hi! Like, that's all I do.
Right.
And then the kid, like, stops fast. And Tigger's like, oh my God, I didn't even see this kid. Amazing. Goes off set.
Right.
I get
Good
Pooh
thing
off
you
set.
were there.
Amazing. It's great. Like 10 minutes later, an attractions like manager comes in and is like, who was here with Tigger? And I was like, what's up? And they're like, so the guest said that you punched them just now. And I was like,
that's you.
And also at this point, I'm like 100 pounds smaller.
Yeah.
I'm like a wisp of a man. Yeah, there's nothing there. I'm like, I can't punch anyone. They brought me...
Kyle chose violence.
Yeah. They brought me all the way up to whatever they call it, like Park 1. So, like, the security office. I had to do a witness statement. I had to sit there with a cop. And then that person was at guest relations the whole time trying to get free tickets. Because that's all it was.
Yeah.
But my manager came up and literally saw me and was like, you're the one they said punch someone? Like, laughing.
Yeah.
Because it was so ridiculous. People I'd never seen were, like, laughing, like, this is so silly.
You obviously didn't punch anyone.
It took my whole
Your hand
evening.
would break.
Right.
There was
it
no
shattered.
Gumption behind
Exactly. Luxie actually...
You get to choose one guest to punch a year.
Yeah. Luxie waited in the spare room for me for, like, 4 hours. Because I was up there for so long, and she was like, well, I'll just wait so we can go home. I'll just wait. And I was like, I'm so sorry. But it was hilarious because it was also, like, very scary at the time because I was like, am I in trouble? But no. I didn't do punching, so
I do
I
feel like, assuming you get, like, good leaders and stuff, like, it's pretty obvious to tell when the guest is the one lying and the cast member is the one lying. Yeah. Because I've known cast members, not who would punch, but, like, I knew cast members who would be, like, rude. Who were rude. Yeah. So, like, I had someone come once who said that, like, the person at Splash Mountain, like, yelled up at them that, like, if they ran and fell, like, it was their fault. Oh, and I was like, they probably did say that.
They probably did say that to you.
And then I was like, were you running? Because, like, and they were like, no. I mean, like, we were excited, but, like, we weren't running. And, like, you know, they just complained. And I was like, okay, how about some free ice cream? There you go.
How we usually do it.
Yeah. Most people are just looking for anything. And the other thing is, like, you can tell when someone, like, is really hurt by something a cast member said because they're, like, upset.
Yeah.
And they're like, I'm not trying to, like, get anything, but, like, hey, I really think. So, like, I helped this person once who, like, they, and, like, they were rude to other people. They were nice to me. So I did help them out. But, like, I had someone who their kid, I almost said transgendered. Right. Their kid transitioned.
They sure did.
I mean, yeah. Halfway through their, like, year. And so the kid came, whenever you go into Disney World, and I'm sure Disneyland too, they take your picture. Every time you're putting your little thingy down, there's cameras above you. And we take your picture every time you come in. And it's to make sure that, like, the same person is using the same pass. Which, like, me personally, if you have a 2-day pass and you accidentally gave one kid one and one the other, I'll just swap them. It's not a big deal. Yeah. But it's to make sure that, like, you don't buy an annual pass for your grandkids and, like, bring different grandkids every time. Which, like, again, I personally don't care. I'm just doing my job. You're not supposed to do that. So, anyway.
And people do be trying to do that.
Right. When this person came in January, they looked very different from when they came in just now in June. And, like, if you look at the picture, it's from, like, this angle, so you can't really tell
it's
if
just
it's
like
the
top
same
of your
person. Head. Yeah. And so this kid was like, yeah, they were really rude to me outside the park. Like, you know, they don't believe it's me, da-da-da-da. And then the mom is, like, clearly already, like, ready to fight. Like, they were being transphobic, and they were. But I was like, okay, let's just, like, calm down a little bit. And, like, I feel like it was the same person. Like, they looked totally different. Put on, like, a lot of weight. But as someone who was spent time with people who go on testosterone, some people do that. Right. So I was like, if they're lying, like, they'll get caught the next time when they try to bring that person from January back. So I just documented it really well and was like, you know, change the name on the annual pass because their legal name was the same. So, like, and if you have, like, a Florida The Florida annual pass, I guess you've probably done it, but like it's like a different document that you sign if you go on the payment plan in Florida, and you have to put your legal name on that. And that's why they have to put your legal name on the
not in the app though.
No, not in the app. The app's totally separate. But it's because it's a legal document with this like company that they outsource to do their like Florida payment plans through.
No, mine has my normal name on it.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
That makes sense.
I mean, it does make sense. I know it is in the app, but that's
I was going to say. So like what I did was like the contract has to stay the same name as what they signed originally, because that's what's on their ID. And even if you change your name halfway through, they have to leave it the same.
Like until the year's up?
Until the year's up, yeah.
That makes sense. Because otherwise you'd have to sign a whole new contract in theory.
Yes, exactly.
Right.
And there's no way to make a contract that only has 6 months left on it, essentially. Because it's not us who does it, it's another company. But what I did was I changed their name, like in the computer on the actual thing, which I wasn't really supposed to do, but my leader was like, if you just super document it, like,
yeah, if
that company calls and is shitty, I'll just be like, it was a trans 16-year-old.
Right.
You know, it's not that big a deal. And I was like, okay, like, I'll do whatever.
Yeah.
And then I changed it. They had already changed it on the app. Mm-hmm. But the thing that people don't really know is that, like, there's kind of, like, different versions of you. And this is on the old system. They changed to a different one after I left. So it could be different now. Maybe it's more streamlined. Yeah. But it's, like, there's, like, the version of you that's, like, in Lilo, which is, like, the resorts system. Mm-hmm. There's, like, the version of you that's on the My Disney Experience. There's, like, the version of you that's in that contract with Florida. And, like, you kind of have to make sure they all have the same name. Otherwise, it gets really confusing. So, anyway, I spent, like, 2 hours with this family. And then gave them fast passes for their time.
Wow.
But, yeah. But the reason I believe them, and I guess the reason other people did, is because I feel like the kid was, like, the perfect amount of, like, pissy. Mm. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Like, because I feel like if the kid was more angry, then I would be like...
something's afoot.
Kind of. And maybe that's, like... But they were, like, the perfect amount of, like, this... of them, like, experiencing what they... Like, transphobia. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, they clearly were like, I don't want to make a big deal, but also it's shitty because, like, I've never...
Right. And good on them for actually saying something, because I feel like sometimes you're just like, I'll just deal with it and it'll be fine.
And so once I talked to the kids specifically... I trust trans people implicitly.
100%.
Also, this person was giving trans. And if they got the 1,000-year-old person at the front, then they wouldn't know that.
And also, like, old people don't understand trans people sometimes, especially when they look, like, genderqueer. They're like, what are you?
And I was like, this looks like it could be the same person if they added a few pounds and a weird little mustache that they're starting to grow. So I was like, I believe them. Mm-hmm. And, well, the other thing is, like, the reason it didn't work is because their fingerprint wasn't the same. And obviously your fingerprint wouldn't change. But what people don't know is it's not actually a fingerprint. It's a picture of your finger.
Right.
And if your finger got a little bit fatter, then it wouldn't work. So I was like, that actually still makes sense to me.
Yeah.
So anyway, I just, like, spent 2 hours and, like, super documented it and was like, you know, took a better picture of them to put in the file that was like, this is the same person. When they get a new annual pass, they'll have their other name and everything should be streamlined. But in the meantime, they have one name on their contract and one name on their annual pass.
That's so stressful.
Yeah. Well, and again, the other reason I believe them is, like, their reaction as I was fixing it was, like, thank you so much. And, like, you know, please tell them in the future, like, this happens. Like, I can't only transition between annual passes.
Right. Yeah.
And I was like, I absolutely will.
Yeah.
So it was really nice. I hope they're having a nice time. The mom was definitely rude. But it was... In her defense, I would have been rude too if people were being transphobic to my kid.
Yeah.
So, but that was the reason why the person out front didn't believe her, because they were like, I felt like she was, like, too mean. Like, she was too angry. And I was like, that's because you don't experience discrimination in this way, because you're an elderly white woman. Mm-hmm. So that's why she was so mean, because you were not listening.
And potentially also...
She was being protective, exactly.
Also, like, as an older person, you might have been being mean back.
Yes.
Old people just sometimes are mean.
I definitely know some folks in guest relations who... There's also people, like, if you see, like, a 1 million-year-old cast member in Magic Kingdom guest relations specifically, about half of them that are super old used to actually work at the old Disney reservation system back in the day when nothing was online. You had to, like, call. Not nothing, but most things were online. You had to call. And then when they dissolved that, because everything moved to only being online, they just put those people in guest relations because they know about tickets, which is insane because guest relations is so much more.
That's so different. Yeah. Oh my goodness.
How did y'all even see her? Was she not transparent?
Oh,
that's so funny.
God.
But the other thing, like, about that family is, like, obviously we take everyone's picture when they come in, and they always come in together.
Right.
So it was always the mom, there was another sibling, and then this third one that just looked different from the last one.
And they're all in the pictures.
Yes.
That's so
And
silly.
so I was like, it would take so much effort to make sure she only brought one grandkid that was always the same, and then tried to change.
And then brought another
one.
Slightly similar child.
Yes. That would be so weird of her to do.
Yeah.
The comedy shoes have been removed. Oh, is that where you work, at the comedy shoes factory?
I think you're still squeaking around in them.
Yeah, I can hear them. It was just, yeah. But, like, similar to the Stitch mom, sometimes when people are too angry, I'm unlikely to believe them.
Yeah, I feel that.
So
I can't believe the Stitch hit their head.
Yes.
That's so
also,
scary.
I've never been inside the Stitch costume, but, like, if it's, like, a cage type thing, that makes sense.
Most of the heads... I would not want to hit my head in one of those. Because you're strapped in.
Yeah.
So you're like, I can't move. I'm just slamming my head against the gear.
Yeah.
Ugh.
No. Did you ever ride it when it was Alien?
Yes, when I was a kid.
Oh my god.
So scary.
It's the scariest thing in the world.
It scared me more than anything.
They faked blood being poured on you. Mm-hmm. Or dripped on you.
And, like, it was the breathing that got me.
Yes.
That it was like right behind your neck.
Yeah.
And I was like, it's going to eat me. And then it did, and I'm dead now.
Yeah, and I'm a ghost.
Yeah.
There was also when Stitch's, what did they call it? Stitch's Great Escape? Mm-hmm. What used to be Alien. It's like a sit-down show, and they scare you, and that's the whole thing. Mm-hmm. The pre-show, when it was Alien, was this weird little alien animatronic who was small, and he claimed that he had dissolved one alien to be smaller, and then he would say this thing that was like, so if you feel a tickling in your hair later in the day, know that it's like the little alien I put in your hair, or something like that.
And you were like, that's true.
Yes. Mm-hmm. I think about it today. Anytime I have like a little tickle on my head, I'm like, oh no.
He's still there.
He's still there. Blood drip and heavy breathing. Hey.
Come on.
Yeah, it was terrifying. I'm so excited for freaking Splash Mountain to get turned into the Tiana ride.
It's going to be so good.
I'm so excited.
Because also, like, Splash Mountain is just, like, fun because it's, like, there's a banjo playing.
Yes.
That's the only part that's fun.
I used to say Splash Mountain was a perfect ride, and obviously it's not in the content, but what I mean by that is that there's the thrill of the drop. Mm-hmm. It's long. It's like 7 minutes long.
Yes.
You're entertained the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was like, the only thing that's really wrong with it is the racism.
The openly racist part.
The fact that it's from an incredibly racist thing.
And the craziest thing about Splash Mountain is that they made it way after that film came out.
Yes.
So it didn't have to be themed that way.
I didn't know until people started, like, really, like, pushing to keep Splash Mountain that it didn't come out till, like, 1992.
Yeah.
Or didn't open till 1992.
Which,
absolutely clown behavior.
What are they
Why
up
did
to?
they make that?
Why would they do that?
Because this whole time I was like, well, the film was much more popular in the 70s.
Like, they already were like, you can't see the film. You can't know what this is from.
No, my parents would be like, and my parents, hey, they are not a good example. But I would be like, what is Splash Mountain from? And they would be like, oh, it's this old movie. We don't need to watch it.
Yeah.
And I would be like, okay. Like,
I think my mom literally didn't even know.
Finishing the ride, like, you know what? This needs a bunch of racism. Literally.
Yeah.
Why did they do that?
Why did they do that?
So now it's going to be an actually perfect ride.
Yes.
And I'm very excited about that.
I'm so excited.
The one
I'm so
in
excited for the
Disneyland,
songs.
You're so right, Gemini. I'm very excited for the songs.
I'm so excited for the songs. Like, I'm like, it's got to be like, are you ready as you go up, right?
Yeah.
It's got to be.
It's got to be.
It's going to be so good.
I'm so excited.
I'm
also curious if in Disney World, if they're going to add, like, a Dr. Facilier meet and greet over there.
Would love that.
Like,
I think I saw something that said that Pecos Bill is going to turn into, like, a Tiana, or at least, like, a New Orleans themed
that would be so great.
Restaurant, as opposed to being cheese.
Cheese.
It's like the nacho bar that's not open, so there's no point.
Monster Picnic used to be Monster Southern Farm with involuntary employees.
What?
And now, did involuntary employees mean something else? And you're
Monster
writing it.
Picnic. I'm looking this up.
Wait. I see what you're saying.
I feel like I've seen
So it's called Monster Picnic now. Okay, yes. But it used to be called Monster Southern Farm, and it was a southern farm. Yes,
oh my god!
That's what they're saying. That's absolutely bonkers. To work at I thought you were saying...
What?
That's way worse than what I thought you were trying to say.
I thought it was monsters that were at work. Such as the monsters. From Inc.
Yeah, was it Southern Farm or was it another word?
Yeah, was it? Did they use the P word? Which they also used for that restaurant. Sweet Tomatoes.
Oh,
but on the West Coast, do you know about this?
No.
I guess I can say it. They call it
You might also get soup there.
Its name was Soup Plantation.
I've heard of Soup Plantation.
Yes, that's Sweet Tomatoes.
I didn't know that.
It is the same restaurant. But in the South, they can't call it Soup Plantation.
Yeah, no.
Why would they call it that at all?
Now, I gotta be honest, I didn't know until fairly recently that plantation exclusively meant that. I always thought it came from plant. And I think it still probably does.
Right.
But as a kid, I remember thinking, what a cute word, because it's like plant nation.
Yeah.
And
also, like, if you don't know anything about anything, you're like, oh, a beautiful farm.
Yeah. That's what I thought it meant.
Oh, wow.
Oh, no.
The animatronics on the Monster Mansion, very scary.
Yeah, don't go there.
Welcome humans.
What's good, Plant Nation? Yeah, I've never been to Sweet Tomatoes.
Jake's favorite place.
I thought it was like a joke because obviously you don't grow soup out of the ground. But when they say that, I picture like a tree with a soup can on it. And I was like, silly.
Right.
Not silly. Didn't Ryan Reynolds get married in one?
He sure did.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, they got married on a plantation.
When I was a kid, I always really wanted, again, not knowing the kind of things
Thinking
I know
it's
now.
just a pretty house.
Thinking it just means house with a lot of land.
Yes.
I was like, oh yeah, that's so beautiful. I definitely want to do that. That's so cute. And the older I got, I was like, no, but not here, right? Right. And they were like, that's what it means. And I was like, oh no.
Yeah.
I don't want to get married on the kind of place where there's like blood, sweat, and tears in the dirt.
No.
Of people who didn't want to put their blood, sweat, and tears there.
Mm-mm. Also, like when they do like
bad day for baby Morg.
Tours of them, I'm like.
The other problem is I love history, and I tell you what, and I used to hate history. I love a museum. Yeah. It's hard.
I feel like it'd be really difficult to go there.
Because I want to go to a museum where everybody everyone agreed good the whole time. So like I really love going to Washington D.C. because there's like the pop culture museum, and they'll be like, here's Dorothy's shoes from The Wizard of Oz, and I'm like, I love it.
Only the fun part of the museum.
Yeah.
That's like, okay, so the New York State Museum in Albany is so there is a whole 9/11 wing now. But obviously, growing up, there was not one. Right. And the most exciting thing is that there's like a Sesame Street like facade, and I was like, "That's Sesame Street.
That's the Sesame Street,
and it's real."
Sesame Street's in New York, right?
It is.
Yeah.
So that's why it was in the museum. But very exciting. Most of it was exciting. It was like paintings, Sesame Street, old cars. I was like, "This is great."
Yeah. Oh, buddy, they're all over.
Yes.
I think the other thing that is nice...
Literally right next to the 9/11 section now.
The other thing that's nice now is, like, I know in D.C. they opened, like, an African-American... It has, like, a fancy name, but it's, like, it's a black museum, and it's, like, the things that they've put in it are either by, like, black artists or, like, people who are, like, I got this from my grandfather when he was a slave. Here's his story that I am giving... that the museum paid me for, so there's, like, an exchange.
Yeah. That's good.
Yeah, so it's, like... better.
It's not free labor.
Like reverse British Museum. Right. It's not like, what a very sad story. Then we stole this man's stuff and we put it in this box and he doesn't get any money. Very sad for him. At least somebody got something. We went to the New World Trade Center when I went in 2017.
I haven't been there since it was a hole in the ground.
It was sad. And I knew it was going to be sad. Yeah. It's really sad.
Yeah. I believe that.
Yeah.
It's deeply sad.
It is. It's also like, what a wild time.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I also, like, get really...
I love that you were like, you must have lived there during 9/11. I was like, yeah.
I didn't think about it until I did. That's so bonkers. I have a friend who is in Brooklyn and has always lived in Brooklyn. And she was like, yeah. So she did the Disney College program. That's how I met. And we were like, how are you liking it? And she was like, it's fun. I didn't expect so many people to be like, were you there during 9/11? Because it was, 20 years ago.
Yeah.
And she was like, and I was, but I was like, 1.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
So,
okay.
And I was
Truly
like, yeah, it seems like a bunch of guests would be like, hey, I see your name tag.
Yeah.
And
see, that's the good thing about where I'm from is that my name tag said Saratoga Springs, so all people wanted to talk to me about was horses. Yeah.
Did you know enough about horses to do that?
I was actually really scared of horses for most of my life because I'm from Saratoga Springs. Because all I know is like scary race horses. Yeah. I'm like, they're gigantic. They're covered in muscles. They're very scary. Mustard. They're covered in mustard.
They're covered in mustard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I never had an experience with like a nice like fun horse. I only know about like scary race horses. Yeah. That's why I got kicked out of Girl Scouts.
Horses are scary. Is it really?
Because I didn't want to do any more horse badges.
Yeah.
They were like, we're going to get out of our troop
battles. Do you see what's wrong with my brain?
Horse battles.
I didn't want to do any more horse battles.
I can't battle this horse anymore.
The Girl Scouts just have a box of cookies in one hand and a sword in the other. Yes. They're like, here I go.
No, they did like 3 horse badges like in a row. And I was like, I am afraid of horses. Can we please do something else? And they were like, no. Get out.
They put a little tiny...
I do think it was also because I was like fruity though.
Yeah.
I think that was part of it.
That's also... bonkers though, because the Girl Scouts now are famously the ones who support fruity people.
Yes, not the 5 I was in a troop with.
Yeah.
Not them.
No.
They were not in that
Well,
camp.
they loved horses.
They loved horses.
And that can go one of 2 ways.
So true.
How many Girl Scouts would it take to beat a horse? The results will shock you.
One who's really determined.
Yeah. You put like one of the girls when you're like 8 and the teacher's like, can I get some strong boys to help move some chairs?
They're like,
that kid is taking down a horse.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Phoebe was one of those. I was not.
Yeah.
Okay. I was like, oh no, I'm too weak to help move the chairs because of my girl muscles.
Yeah.
Dang.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was enjoying sitting.
Yeah.
I don't need to move chairs.
Mm-mm. That mostly happened to me at church though.
Yes.
So that was the other half of it. It was like not just regular misogyny, it was like church misogyny.
Oh, so you were like, I can't move the chairs.
Yeah.
I'm just a lady.
I was like, no, I'm simply a girl.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I still am like that. It's the best though, because Shelly and I are the only girls in the house. And so things will happen and Shelly, this happened like 2 months ago and I think about it every time they ask us to do something. But Erin was like, well, Shelly, why don't you take the garbage down or something? She was leaving and she said, I can't, I'm just a little girl. And it was so cute.
She's right. Also, her little voice is so sweet. I can hear it.
I can never ask her to do anything.
Mm-mm.
Jesus actually spoke to me and said I should not move any chairs.
Yeah.
I've listened to the Veggie Tales.
Yes. In
their tales, they told me not to move any chairs.
Oh my God. When I went home to visit my family, they wanted to go out to breakfast.
Okay. North Carolina breakfast?
No, New York breakfast. New York. So they wanted to go to like a diner, which was fine. Yeah. And they didn't want any boys to come, which was fine. But they wanted me to come, and they just didn't know how to say that. So then they said, everyone with a vagina, we're going to go to breakfast. And I had to explain to my aunts why that wasn't the right word to use or way to say it.
She was trying her best, though.
I don't think she was.
Oh, well.
Yeah, my mom had to talk.
That's the only breakfast?
My mom had to talk to her after, but I was like...
in our house...
Did that feel right?
So the problem is that, as I've said several times, I love, like, girl power.
Yes.
And
hypothetically.
I think we all do. Yes. Anyone who grew up as a girl, there's a very specific, like, fun that comes with girl power energy. And so in our house, we say, like, bean trip.
Exactly that.
And it's like, because it's also like vagina, but not vagina.
Well, saying bean is better than saying vagina breakfast.
Yes. So we'll be like, oh, sorry, Dad can't come. It's a bean trip. We'll be like beans only.
Yeah.
It's actually usually me,
That's
Phoebe, Shelly, and Hannah. So then Phoebe's the only non-girl.
I like that.
But we still call it a bean trip. So when we moved across the country, we were like, bean road trip, bean trip.
That's so cute.
It's cute.
I love bean.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's easy.
Vagina breakfast.
It's actually the name of my band.
It was a great breakfast, but I was deeply uncomfortable the whole time because I was thinking about my body.
At least they didn't get shirts made. Supper only allowed for those with tonsils.
Yes.
Yeah. So true. Do you still have your tonsils?
Yes.
I do too.
Mm-hmm.
But where I'm from, and they're doing this less, I guess, but in Alabama, if you're like sick a lot as a kid, they just take your tonsils out. They'll be like, it's probably their fault. Because I guess a long time ago, they were like, your tonsils make you sick.
Tonsils make you sick. Why are they in there then?
Yeah, why was I born with them then? And it's not super true, but it's like kind of true because they like can get infected easily.
Well, Alexi gets tonsil stones, which
oh, really?
I didn't know about. That's
yeah.
very scary.
Yeah, some people get tonsil stones.
And I don't know about that.
Yeah.
I'm very glad that doesn't happen in my mouth.
Blake had to have his tonsils removed, and he is a singer, obviously, and his voice sounded different afterwards.
Oh.
It can help with recurrent strep throat. Oh, that's very specific.
Interesting.
They don't do it as much, though. Like, when I was little, I knew a lot of people who were getting their tonsils out.
Yeah.
And when my partner's from Louisiana, a lot of people got their tonsils out at once. Your tongue can swell up even if you don't have tonsils anymore. It happened to my aunt. She couldn't keep her tongue in her mouth.
Oh, my gosh.
It's not super true, but it's kind of true. Yes. I have had that inner dialogue. My tonsils are big. Now, they're not a problem, so they left them. But...
I don't know what size mine are.
I don't know. They've cooled it some now.
With the tonsil
I had to
removal.
fight to get mine out in 24. It just used to be like my I think both of my brothers.
Literally how I feel like, they're big? Are they supposed to be big or small?
Oh, no. I thought they were dainty.
I thought I had beautiful tonsils.
When Phoebe took Bob to the vet, they were like, by the way, his kidneys are kind of small. And Phoebe was like, is that a problem? And
right,
is
that bad?
No, it's normal.
Oh.
And Phoebe was like, okay, then why'd you bring it up?
Why would you say it? Why would you say anything at all?
It is. This is my friend Kyle.
Oh, hey.
Phoebe's working.
Yeah, I'm not
in
Phoebe.
In the UK, they halted it for a while in the 2000s because they thought it was spreading mad cow disease amongst kids. Now,
almonds?
Is that true?
Did y'all not have mad cow disease?
Now, almond butter, that makes sense as you are an almond. As you are almond butter.
Yeah, you are an almond.
Oh my so God. No, we did not pin less. I learned it on my surgical placement. It's true. Well, now I believe you, I guess.
Yeah.
Imagine not having mad cow disease.
I had swine flu.
What?
Mm-hmm. I went to the hospital because I had swine flu.
In 2012 or whatever?
No, when I was an adult, when I was with Lexi. And they had to take me to the hospital because I hadn't eaten in 2 days because I had swine flu, so I couldn't keep any food down. Mm-hmm. But it was great because it was the time that the Super Bowl was happening. Or not the Super Bowl. Is that the football one?
Yeah.
So I got to watch the Super Bowl performance on cable, which we didn't have.
Oh.
They did it at the ER.
Who was it that year? Was it the Lady Gaga one?
No, it was the Beyonce Coldplay.
Oh.
It was so good.
That was a good one, yeah.
It was a very good one. And I was like, I can barely move, or I'm barely alive, but I'm loving this.
I was in the hospital when Grease Live was happening, and as I said this morning, I'm obsessed with Aaron Tveit, and he was playing Danny. And so I remember, like, that day being like, hey, can you wait to give me my morphine? Like, I know I'll be in pain for a couple hours, but I was like, can you wait and give it to me right at the beginning of Grease Live?
So you can enjoy it as much as possible.
So that you don't have to interrupt me during Grease Live.
Yes.
And they were like, okay, well, we're really not supposed to. And I was like, get the doctor in here. And I got a little
You're like, what do I need to sign?
That they signed that was like, Morgan's getting her morphine 2 hours late.
Because of this.
Because of Grease Live.
That's so funny.
And so I was like a little bit stoned, like watching Grease Live, being like, why is this so good? Mm-hmm. And it was. Okay, I have to go to the bathroom. Do you want me to put it on BRB, or are you going to...
Oh, I can entertain them.
All right.
Or that. I don't know how to do BRB, though, so I'm just going to entertain them. No.
Oh, okay. I believe in you.
Okay.
I think you'll be fine and normal.
Let me entertain you. Yeah, it's going to be very not normal, probably. Donner party. Hi, it's just me now. Goofless stream. Thank you so much. Oh, yes, my dog, her name is Lucy. She's like a beagle mix. She's like a cartoon dog. She has like a human face. Oh, here, I can show you a photo. Very normal dog. I cannot do a flip. I can't even like do a cartwheel. Yeah, she's so sweet. She really is the best dog. But she has like no manners, so she just is an at-home dog, you know? Doesn't like to hang out with other dogs. She likes people. She's 8. Oh, a kitten. I love that. I don't know how to entertain cats, though, so I hope it's doing good. Yeah, exactly. It's fine. Like, it's fine. Okay, so me and Lucy met. I don't know how many of you know these things about me. I used to date someone named Luxie, who is also on Twitch, and I got Lucy with Luxie. So we had 2 dogs together, Lucy and Jane, and then now Luxie has Jane and I have Lucy. That was like 7 years ago. If I was a dog, I would probably be one of those little ones that look like this big. Maybe that's just puppies. I've never known a puppy. I've only ever gotten like adult dogs. I did not eat dirt as a child. Yeah, I'm Jane's other parent. 3rd parent. What power would I give Kirby if he ate me? Sleepiness. It would be like an anti-power. Luxie, who now has a baby, yes. Yeah, Kirby would be like in fight mode and then would swallow me and then would just take a big nap. I literally had to give Morgan and Phoebe a PowerPoint about my life because they kept bringing things up and I had to arrange it in the way that it made sense. And I was like, I'm just going to show you exactly what happened in my whole life. And it worked. It does. It's a whole dress. It does say Lazy Oaf on it, which is the brand. But I think that's the only thing it says. Just Oaf. Over and over again. How did me and Morg meet? Morgan was following me on Instagram, I guess, and Phoebe, and their mom, and this is actually deeply weird. They were posting about their whole Switch thing, like Luxie fundraised to get them a Switch. And I was like, oh, wait, I know those people. They're very familiar to me. Why? And it's because I had seen, like, their icons, like, talking to me on Instagram. So I was like, hang on, let me be weird and send them a message. And I did that. And then Luxie got the Switch to them, which was amazing.
Oh, yeah.
I was trying to explain, like, I was like, how did we meet? And I guess, like, that's how we, like, made a connection.
Yes. So, yes, that's how you knew who we were.
That's how I learned about you, I think.
Yeah.
Because I was saying, like, I recognized, like, your icons.
Yeah.
That's why I was like, wait, I know those people. Like,
yeah.
What do you mean? And I think that was it.
That was it.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, and Luxie, who we had never heard of, came to our apartment and gave us a Switch with, gave us my Switch.
Yeah.
With a bunch of stuff. And
didn't she wrap it like a Animal Crossing gift?
Did.
That's so cute.
It was really cute.
She does like to wrap things.
It was really cute, and I had never seen Luxie in my life, so this just like hot woman shows up at my house
with gifts.
And I was like, oh my god. The biggest part is I remember specifically, like, we're laying in bed the day after that TikTok has gone like viral, which is funny because I think it only had like 200,000
viral to what you had then.
Views. Yeah. We wake up and Phoebe sits up and is like, Lepto sent me a message. And I was like, what does it say? And they were like...
And it was like, hi, can I have your address? I know we've never spoken.
But we had. If you go back far enough
like,
in
if you
our messages...
You've talked to me.
Yeah.
And I've talked back.
Yeah.
But I didn't know I was like talking to you.
Right.
I just thought you were like any guy.
Yeah. Well, you talk to a lot of guys.
There's a lot of guys on my phone.
When your job is a little bit being on the internet, you talk to a lot of people.
Yeah.
There's like, Hey Blue, Noah, who follows us on here who I am friends with. 3 times now, they've sent me a message. It's gone to requests. And I delete most of my requests unless like it looks super interesting. Because like just otherwise I would be messaging
Oh, I don't even look
day.
at my requests.
You know what I mean?
I literally click them so they stop notifying me and then I go away from them. I don't think I've answered one in a very long time.
No, I do answer them every now and then. But it's like if it's people saying like, where are your shoes from? Or like something like that if you... like look hard enough you can find it somewhere else. I don't like take the time to respond typically because it's like
there's
otherwise
too
I'll
many.
be doing it all day. Yeah. But Hey Blue specifically, who I do know in real life, 3 times now I've already deleted it as my brain is processing what I read, and then I'm like, fuck, I haven't put them in actual messages yet.
They're not in the real zone.
They're not in the real zone. Mm-mm. So if I've never responded to you, I just don't respond. I try to not respond to everyone.
And there's also like sections of messages when you have like a business account also, which is different.
So there's like personal, general, and then requests.
When I changed my account, when I made my account private, I had to switch it back from a business account to a personal account, which it's been a business account for like 6 years or something. I don't know. And I was like, oh no, all of my messages are in the same folder. Yeah. This is horrible. Yeah. Now I just have to live like that.
Yeah. Well,
I did it to myself.
That is how it goes.
Yep.
Yeah, but anyway, sorry, I'm too busy.
Yeah.
So this is how the other half lives. And it's like, I always respond to some, because I don't ever want to be the kind of person who doesn't respond to any.
Well, a lot of the times people are literally just like being like, so cute. Yeah. And I'm like, you don't need me to respond to that.
No. And like when I message other people stuff like that, it's to like give them a boost.
Right. I'm not expecting them to respond to me.
So like, that's why I don't feel, like weird about it.
Yeah.
But
especially if it's someone like, I mean, I don't really consider myself to have a lot of followers now that I have friends that have like tons of followers, you know what I mean? You, like Franny, you know what I mean? When people are like, oh my god, you have so many followers. I'm like, I really don't. But like, if there's someone who has more than me, I'm like, they're definitely not seeing my message. And I'm not gonna take it personally.
Right, no.
No, because there's too many.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. No, like I respond to stories as if they're personal for me.
Right.
And so I'm like, this is amazing. OMG. Yeah. Like,
everyone's making their content for me to view.
Yes. But like I'm like a loud audience member. I don't expect you to respond.
Exactly.
And nobody's ever been like, you never respond to me or anything. No one's ever been like, nobody would be, because it's like, but if someone messages me like something more specific where it's like, this stream is a FaceTime with me. That's how it feels.
It does feel like that.
A little bit. Mm-hmm. If someone messages me something like more specific where it's like, hey, like, I saw that you have said that like Universal was fat phobic. Can you like tell me more about it? My husband really wants to go, but I don't want to if it's not going to be great. And then it's usually me texting like, hey, I know we don't know each other that well, but it's a lot of info, so I'm actually going to voice message you. And then I send them like 3 voice messages being like, here's all the problems I had. Yeah. Because it's like, I'm trying to keep that person from going through a bad experience. And then I say, divorce your husband. Yeah, I do heart story replies quite a bit.
Yeah, that's like the perfect amount of interaction, I feel. Is someone hearting me hearting back.
It's like, hey, I saw this and I appreciate it.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's all I do, unless I feel like it needs a response.
Yeah.
But it's a lot of people being like, I love this, or like, so cute, and I love that they say that. Mm-hmm. Or like if it's about a book, they'll be like, OMG, I love this too. Or if it's like about a really special book that's strange, like when I read Tender is the Flesh.
Then you're like, now we're getting into conversations about it.
So many strangers. Sending voice memos to so many strangers because I had so many thoughts on it.
Is that the one you gave the stars to?
I gave 2 stars to? Yeah. That's the one I gave 2 stars.
Because it was so gory?
It's so hard to explain.
Okay.
It is a very interesting book. People do trauma dump so much.
Oh, yeah.
Do people do that to you?
Yeah.
It's just like...
I can't imagine how much y'all get it.
Especially because we're trying to conceive and we've had a miscarriage.
Yeah.
People we don't know well at all.
People are like, let me tell you about mine.
Let me tell you about my miscarriages on a random Sunday afternoon in your Instagram DM. And I'm like...
You're like, I'm trying to be happy right now.
No, thank you. Ugh. I don't think he's so I'll just delete it.
That makes me so sad.
Oh my god. Well, now I'm in like more of a place where I'm like, this is my job, and so like, fuck that, I'm not dealing with it. And it's because of the way that our content is made. People who watch it in any form feel like we are friends. And so they think of it as like talking to a friend.
Because they know so much about you.
Right. Or talking to like an older sister who like might have advice. And what it actually is that I'm at my job and you've walked into the building I work in and you've said, can I tell you something? Here's some traumatic things that have happened to me. And I've gone, oh no, you've misunderstood what the building's for. You're supposed to be like, nice building. And I'm supposed to be like, welcome to the building. Isn't it nice?
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah.
I do that in Twitch streams where they belong.
Yeah.
No, but really though.
And that's the thing also. Like, as much as this does feel like a FaceTime, I can't see your face.
Yeah.
So it's not the same.
That's the other thing is like what I have no idea what anyone's actually
also like people could be lying.
Yeah.
Which
and
like for fun.
Yeah, and that's not a crime.
Right.
If like you come into my stream and you claim that you live in Ohio and you're a 25-year-old graduate student and you really live like Pinless, and you really live in Florida and you are 30, like you know what I mean, like. Yeah. If it's not really actually...
They're coming for you, Penless.
I'm actually not organic. I see how it is.
Oh my God, we have to stop. I am a 25-year-old that lives in Ohio. I just keep saying
Ohio today.
You're just thinking about it.
I know.
What's in Ohio?
I don't know. I've never been. Cincinnati is in Ohio. There's snow.
Is that where Drew Carey was?
Ohio. Yeah.
Yeah? I liked... Mimi.
I loved Mimi.
She had fashion and makeup.
The joke was that she was ugly and I didn't get it.
Yeah, me neither. I was like, beautiful. She's so cool.
I was like, I love her moo-moos. I love her eyeshadow.
Amazing. I'm trying to be her now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the goal.
I'm obsessed with her. I really want to like rewatch it and see how it holds up.
If it's upsetting now to watch.
Yeah.
I wonder too because like it was like they were both fat.
Yeah, they were both fat.
I don't remember if there were other characters that were fat or if it was just the two of them.
I think it was just the two of them.
But still.
How old are they supposed to be? Mimi was a badass who took no crap. No, exactly. Okay, let's see. Drew Carey show cast?
Yeah.
Kathy was Mimi. Oh, this man.
Oh my gosh. I forgot he was even in it.
I don't know him. Oswald Lee Harvey is his name.
See, I know him from this.
That's so
because they were both on Whose Line Is It Anyway? Which is probably why they're
all
friends.
I knew the guy from Whose Line was on it because obviously Drew Carey was also on Whose Line.
Yeah.
I didn't know that Jordan from Scrubs was on it. I don't remember that at all. She's like a main character.
Oh my God, Mimi is so fucking cool.
Should we have a Drew Carey show themed birthday party? Look at her. She looks amazing.
Why doesn't my eyeshadow look like that?
I know. You should.
It's because I have hooded eyelids.
I do too.
You can't see a damn thing.
No, I have to put my eyeshadow all the way to my eyebrows.
Oh yeah, it's on my. It's in my eyebrows usually when I'm doing it. I'm like, doesn't it look good? Or I'm like taking pictures like this.
Yeah.
That's the only reason.
That's it.
Yeah. There's still time. It's early in the day.
And now I'm mad I didn't have a Mimi themed party. How could I not share my spouse? That's fair. Happy birthday.
Yeah, happy birthday.
Wow. I turned 29 this year.
Coming up.
It's coming up. Today, one of my friends turned 29, and I was like, that's so crazy. You're so old. And then I'll be 29.
Yeah.
And you're 30.
I am so old.
Yeah. Does it feel nice to be in a new decade?
Honestly, yeah, because now people can't be like, you're just stupid in your 20s. And I'm like, actually, I'm stupid in my 30s.
Yeah.
Think about that.
I'm stupid now. Yeah. And new. This is new stupid.
But people have been saying to me for a while, like, your 30s are better. And I'm like, can't wait.
Yeah.
For that.
I kind of feel like it's true, though.
I'll say it. 20s were pretty fucking hard.
Yeah. Now, I loved a lot of things about my 20s.
Yeah.
I have loved a lot of things about them as they happen.
Yeah.
I'm excited for my 30s.
Yeah.
I'm excited for a new era.
I'm excited for less trauma in my 30s, maybe.
Hopefully. Hopefully just the tiniest bit less.
Well, my brother's already dead, so I
know.
Again.
That's me. Hey, content warning for a bummer, because I'm going to tell you a joke that I made about the miscarriage recently.
Okay.
If you're not in a place to hear it, come back in like 2 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So we were at Hannah's house like 2 weekends ago. And Hannah was talking about one of her plants, and she was like, oh, I love her, but every time she makes little babies, I take them out, and then her babies die. All of her babies die. And I said, same. And they were like, please don't say that. I was like, I thought it was funny.
You literally have to laugh.
Yeah, to keep from crying.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, hit a new decade in quarantine, so it didn't feel new.
Well, that's the thing also, like, I feel like we all we're still losing time.
Yeah.
Like, the years don't feel real, like, it just started being, like, we just went back to our pre-COVID show, like, 2 months ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Are they all making out on stage now?
Well, they touch.
Oh, were they not touching before?
They weren't touching. So there's, like, this one part where, like, Celestina, like, puts her arms out, and all the girls were like, And they didn't do that.
Oh, the singing
3
show.
years. Yes, the singing show. The other show, still in COVID show. They do puppet passes.
Oh, nice.
And they don't want to touch each other's puppet is the theory, but we haven't. You have to like.
Yeah, we saw the puppet show. It was impressive.
It's very good.
Now, what I've heard since before everything got as bad as it did was that if there's one thing about Harry Potter World, it was that the shows were really cool.
That's because of me.
Yeah, which is strictly just because of Kyle.
That's because I'm in there doing the work.
Yeah. In my early 20s didn't happen, actually.
Yeah.
Good for you. Oh, Kyle, baby. It was really cool. Now, I didn't grow up watching the movies or reading the books, and obviously fuck J.K. Rowling before I say anything.
Yeah, of course.
But when Phoebe was little, they did read the books a lot, because they, we didn't know the things we know now.
Yeah.
And so...
Also, if you're a young queer...
Yeah.
You thought that it was cool.
Right. So Shelley loves them in like a nostalgic way, and we don't buy anything new, and we wouldn't go to Harry Potter World now. But Shelley went.
I mean, we went because it was free.
Yeah, we didn't even buy anything
I'm just
there.
holding your hand.
No, it's cute. But Shelley went 5 years ago when it was like much newer.
Like new.
And like the videos of her, just her like squealing because it's like a world that she raised her kids in, essentially.
And it is so beautiful.
Yeah.
And you know what?
It's very well themed.
And like, fuck J.K. Rowling for like ruining all those people's hard work.
Yeah.
Because they put in the work.
Yeah.
That's who I always say, like, what I love actually is Mina Lima, who are the people who do like the graphic design for Harry Potter.
Oh, really?
Because like that's what the design of all the buildings is like based on that. So I'm like, they're actually
They
cool
did a
people.
good job.
Yeah, they did good.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of things that don't hold up. I really love Friends. She could have just shut up and been horrible. She could have just kept taking people's money.
Right.
And been secretly awful.
Right.
But instead she said, I'll be loudly awful.
Yeah, Mina Lima is amazing. They're incredible. It's like a husband and wife, I think.
Oh, that's so cute.
I know.
I loved Friends as a kid, obviously. I've talked about that a lot, and it doesn't hold up. And every time I rewatch it, there's more things that don't hold up. And I'm like, wow.
See, I was never into Friends, but I'm like, I want to watch it so I understand it.
That's so spicy, because you were in New York. That's where the show is.
And
they didn't make you watch it? You're like the perfect age to have watched it.
I know. I would like see it on TV. I was watching MTV.
Oh, see, I wasn't allowed to watch MTV.
I was deeply into MTV and VH1. That's like the only shows
so
I
you're
watched.
watching like
there.
Flavor of Love.
Not even that. I was watching like they used to do all these like nostalgia shows that were like, I love the 80s on VH1, and I would watch those constantly. There was one for every decade, so they would be on all the time.
Did you watch Saved by the Bell?
No. Never seen that at all.
I love Saved by the Bell.
I know that there's someone named Screech in it.
Yeah. Well, the actor's like gone through some stuff that's stressful. So.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, it's hard to be.
Well, I mean,
star.
yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Every rewatch it gets harder. Yeah. Same with Dexter. I'm actually reading the first Dexter book right now. But Dexter is a show that, like, I always say it's a show I wish I could watch for the first time. Because there's so many, like, twists you don't see coming. And that is true. But they say the R slur so much in that show. So much. And I'm reading the book, and I'm 70% through, and they haven't said it once. So that means they just added that to the TV show.
They were like, a little extra lore.
Actually very spicy, because, like, as I'm reading it, it's, like, otherwise basically shot for shot the same as the first season.
That is so weird.
So Dexter the show started in, like, 2004, I think. John Lithgow's character, he's my favorite serial killer in Dexter.
I've only seen like the first season.
I love it so much.
Oh, he is handsome.
He's so handsome. It started in 2006.
All I can really remember was his body. I couldn't remember his face.
Well,
I was like, he's like kind of chiseled, right?
He is.
That's all
he
I can recall.
And he was married to Jennifer Carpenter, who plays his sister. They got married and divorced during the course of the show.
Oh, so they fell in love while filming.
Yes.
Interesting.
Playing siblings.
Is their chemistry weird?
Yes.
Yeah.
Did you watch that show Life with Derek?
A little, yes.
Yeah, it's very similar to that, where you're like, why is the energy kind of sexy? And then you're like, oh, they were married.
That's so weird.
Who among us hasn't divorced their sister? No, literally. But it's like the sister's favorite word is the R slur. She says it so much.
I hate that.
Yes. And like, oh my God.
And also like 2006, not that long ago.
I feel like I was in the 8th grade the first time I heard someone say like, here's why you shouldn't say it. And so I was saying it in middle school because I should have known better but didn't.
Yeah.
And I remember being in the 8th grade and being like, wait, why? Because I was thinking of it as its own word, right?
Yeah.
And then they were like, here's like what it, you know, where it comes from, what it means, and like what you're saying is like this when you, similar to like when you call something gay, you're saying being gay is bad.
Right.
That kind of energy. And I was like, you made a good point. I will stop saying it.
Yeah.
Does she think she's on South Park? She does. It's absolutely bonkers. They're not blood related in the show. They're also not blood related in real life.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, one of them's a foster. Dexter is adopted by the family.
Interesting.
Yeah. But he's adopted as like a 3-year-old, so they did grow up together. So it is...
So they shouldn't have sexy, really, feels.
No, but honestly,
theory.
it's better than Game of Thrones.
True.
Where they're blood related and a lot more is happening.
Have you read / seen Flowers in the Attic? I feel like we just talked about this.
No, we were talking about it the other day.
Oh, when we were at the bookstore.
Yes.
That's why. Yes. Okay.
No, I just found out what it's like.
Have you seen Blue Lagoon?
No.
I'm just naming incest things I know.
No, but we watched the Brooke Shields documentary.
Ooh.
Recently.
Was it good?
It is good. Something that I didn't know about Brooke Shields is that her mom is an alcoholic. So if you're someone who grew up with a parent...
Oh, I didn't know that either.
Yeah.
I just knew that she was really controlling.
If you grew up with a parent who has an addiction, it was fine. I do wish I had had more of a, like, warning beforehand.
Yeah.
Because she does talk about it, as she should. It's her documentary. And there were some things where I was like, oof, that kind of hit home that I just wasn't prepared for her to say.
Yeah.
So... Yeah, Phoebe gave me a play-by-play of Flowers in the Attic because they just saw TikTok, and I was like,
friend during geometry.
I was like, I think I'm good.
Yeah, it's so weird.
I met Jennifer at Target once, and she gives weird vibes in general. What do you live in LA? People who meet celebrities out in the wild, I'm always like, oh, so you live in celebrity town?
Right.
I started watching Game of Thrones with my sister, and I had to explain to her about the whole Joffrey thing. Yeah, there's a lot that happens in Game of Thrones. Yeah. I'm debating reading the books now that I've seen the show several times, like enough that I think I can keep up with the characters.
Well, let me tell you, I tried to listen to them on the tape. It put me right to sleep.
Yeah,
it's like just an old man talking the whole time.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
I'm not an audiobook person for that reason.
Okay, good.
What I want is like an audio play. I want a radio play of the book.
Yes. That's what I always say I'm doing when I close my eyes when we're like watching TV. I'm like, I'm listening to it like it's a radio show. Please. Yeah.
Apparently some of the books have more intense content. That's what I've heard. And it's like, do I want to actually read it then? Yeah. I didn't know that she was married to an Avett brother.
Oh, love them.
I forgot about them. I haven't read them, but that's why I haven't read them.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Who is that? What flag is that? Were they just someplace else? That's what it's like.
So real. Also, it's dark, so you're like, where are they now?
I tell everyone who watches Game of Thrones that you'll probably have to watch the first season and then rewatch the first season.
That makes sense.
Before you keep going. Because then you like can really make sure you know who everyone is. They make things so dark now. We have, on Wednesday nights, we have like scary movie night with Dad, because it's the night that Shelly goes and hangs out with her mom. So it's like, and Shelly doesn't like horror movies. So we watch scary movies on Wednesdays upstairs. And every single time, we're like, why is it so dark in every movie? It's like you can only watch any of those movies in a theater and be able to see anything.
Yeah.
Because it was making her hate men. Our TV already has the brightness, like, up.
Your TV has that fancy setting on it.
Dynamic setting.
Which also, you all keep saying.
Yeah.
Like, you're like, what's up with the TV? Like, every time you watch TV. And it's so funny to me on the outside, because it's looked like that the whole time.
Yeah. Yeah. It's because they put it on upstairs, like, 2 weeks ago. They changed it back to having the dynamic setting on. And it's great
what does it do?
It's like, it makes, like, the darks darker and, like, the blues bluer and, like...
That's why the eyes keep looking insane.
Yes.
Because they're dynamic.
Yes.
Interesting.
No, they turned it on.
They turned it on purpose.
We're on movie sets now lit by one single candle.
There's like that meme that's like, please stop becoming influencers. We need gaffers. I can't see anything.
Yeah. It's true. Yes. It's not a smooth... I don't think it's a smoothing.
It didn't seem smooth.
I don't feel like it seemed any smoother than normal. It seemed normal smoothness to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. It does make the blues bluer. Everyone who comes on, I'm like, why are their eyes so blue?
Yeah.
That's creepy.
Yeah.
Okay, I sneeze. No.
That's a yawn.
That was a yawn. It was only yawn. I thought I was going to turn into a sneeze. We need more lighting and sound, people, because audio mixing has gone considerably.
It's all bad. All the way down. You know what we should put more money into? The arts.
Yeah. We should put more money into it.
Yeah.
If the blues are bluer. If the blood is redder.
Yeah.
How does it make?
Okay, Will Schuester. Listen.
Hey. Were you a Glee kid?
A little.
Okay.
I didn't watch all of it, but I was very into it for a short period of time.
Yeah, I was super into like the first 3 seasons.
Yeah, I think like the beginning is what I liked.
And then I was like, okay, well, now I'm done.
Then there were like so many characters and children.
Somebody, is it okay?
What's wrong?
No, everything's fine. Somebody commented, when did this become a poly situation? So I just wanted everybody to approve. Okay.
Yeah.
I can't tell if you're kidding because I have autism. But just in case you're not, it is possible to stand next to someone. Hope that clears everything up.
Is that okay?
I think
Beautiful.
It's funny.
I know. How dare you, Pendless?
Yeah.
Glee. Why are they called this?
Why are they called this? No, I like the first 3 seasons.
I like singing, so
yeah,
it was good.
It was.
And then there was a lot of other stuff happening other than singing.
And I remember, and I'm gay, so keep that in mind.
Right.
But I remember I stopped watching because I was like, how is everyone gay? This is so unrealistic.
Do you remember when they made
Which is insane.
the one who's pregnant,
realistic.
the blonde one?
Yeah, Quinn.
Yes. She becomes like a bad girl for like a second.
I didn't remember that.
Okay, she at one point, I think it's only for like an episode or something, but she has like pink hair and a nose ring. And I was like, wow, she's hot now.
Yeah, now she
was hot the whole time.
Yes. Forced diversity. It was more like gay people don't only hang out with gay people.
There's not only gay people.
And that's insane of me to say because it's true. They were actually just trying to make it accurate to the queer experience.
To be fair, it is just the Glee Club we're seeing, I guess. What are the other clubs up to?
I don't know. They should have done a spin-off that was like Chess Club.
Yeah, in the same school. And they're just like pissed all the time.
Yeah. I did not see them go to New York. The last thing I remember is the second Britney Spears episode. Maybe the first one. But I definitely also saw that when they did Rocky Horror, because they had to change some of the words.
Yes.
And
I remember that as well. I remember obviously Lady Gaga. I remember the Lady Gaga episode. I'm very Kirk-coded, I think, unfortunately.
Yeah. I threw away all my diaries during quarantine from my childhood because every time I opened them, they made me sad. And I was like, I don't want to keep these if they're going to make me sad. And now I do kind of wish I had not thrown them away, but it is what it is. Yeah. But in one of them, there's a picture that I cut out of one of my Glee magazines of Kurt. And I was like, just want to say, it was my personal Twitter, really, is what my diary was. But I was like, just want to say, I love Chris Colfer. I'm so proud of him for, like, being himself in this world that's, like, it's so hard to be yourself. Like, you know, I'm not gay, but, like, I'm such an ally.
Morty!
And there's, like, a photo of him with glitter around it. And I was like, and I'm an ally. And I'm obsessed with this man because of my alliness.
Yeah. I feel like, I went through that as well. Yeah. Not about Chris Colfer, but...
everyone else.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm an ally.
I bounced after one of them had an affair with Rachel's biological mom, who coincidentally adopted Quinn's baby.
Wait, isn't Rachel's biological mom Idina Menzel?
Yeah. The intense ally to Queer Pipeline. It was a soap opera.
No, absolutely it was.
So much was happening. I remember when the fat girl got added to Glee Club, and
was there a fat girl?
Yeah, Puck sings Fat
Bottom Girls.
Which is a great version. There's a lot. The best version of fucking Dream On is the one with Will Schuester and Neil Patrick Harris.
That is a good version.
It's the best version of that song.
Because they're like skrelting.
Yes. And they're harmonizing. Yeah. It fucks.
Yeah, it's very good.
The Glee version of a lot of songs are better, and people won't say it. The Glee Christmas album, the first one.
The Baby It's Cold Outside that Darren Criss and Chris Colfer
Baby
sang.
It's Gay Outside?
Yeah. That's deeply important.
NPH was in it. Gwyneth Paltrow was in it.
Oh my god.
It's the only song on my sex playlist.
Will needs jail time.
Yeah. Will definitely needs jail time.
Yeah.
But
the covers.
I think I do feel bad for Matthew Morrison because as far as I know, and I could be wrong, he's just like a normal guy who hasn't necessarily done anything wrong. But people hate him so much because of Will Schuester.
Don't look at me.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Then why are you running so scary if you don't want us to look?
No, I'm running in a way that makes it so you can't see me.
Oh, yes.
Oh, because you're stealing the gizzards?
No.
They're a thief. I bought girl scissors.
Those were specifically in there.
Yes.
There's like 4 other pairs of scissors. Where are the couch scissors?
They hate them. Kyle, I'm not exaggerating. We bought a pack of 12 scissors from Amazon.
I've seen a lot of scissors in your house.
And they continue to only steal my scissors that were $30. And they're like, these are the best ones because they're the $30 ones.
I'm sure they cut great.
They do. And I'm like, buy your own $30 scissors. Yeah. Those are my girl scissors that only I'm allowed to use so that they stay in the same place. Because otherwise, the other 12 go missing.
Well, they go on the couch.
Well, yes, and probably behind the couch and probably under the couch. And they'll be like, I don't know where all the other 12 scissors are. And I'll be like, that's interesting because there's 12 of them. How did you lose 12 pairs of scissors? I clean our house Sunday and Thursday, twice a week. It's bonkers. Hey, I love maybe bad opinion is that I love the live Grinch. I thought it was fun, and I thought everyone was having a fun time, and I loved it.
I did not even watch it.
I didn't think it was that, like, people were like, this is so stressful, but, like, he just looks kind of exactly how Jim Carrey looks.
Oh.
And, like, so imagine Jim Carrey Grinch, except he's singing and dancing.
Dreamy.
Yeah.
I wish the Jim Carrey Grinch would sing and dance more.
Yeah. He does
in his little cave. I know, he does a little.
I love Shrek the Musical. We talked about it yesterday. And it's Matthew Morrison, that's true. But I don't think he's actually... I don't think he's actually that stressful.
Baby Grinch shaving. Baby Grinch is the best version of Grinch.
He is.
Yeah.
He's so cute.
I had like a crop top that had Baby Grinch on it, like with the
eating the plate.
Eating the plate, but holding the angel.
Oh,
it was
like a little 8-year-old.
It was too small. I was like, what the hell do I do with this?
No, so you just stretched Baby Grinch.
100%. It looked horrifying, so I was like, I'm just gonna put this in my drawer forever. But
yeah,
I was like, we should have more Baby Grinch merchandise.
Yeah, they should at Universal. Well, I don't really want to give them money, but like it's like they hate money by not creating that.
Also, Universal's Grinch very confusing to me because like during most of the year there's like a fur character Grinch who's like horrifying looking, very scary.
Yeah, he's scary. He's like the old one.
And then during Christmas they bring out the normal Grinch.
Yeah.
Who's like talking.
Yeah.
So it's just
funny.
For most of the year you see like, and he's got like angry eyes, the fur character. So he's very scary. What are they up to?
I'd live in the mountains with my dog if Christine Baranski rejected me.
But was also still in love with you.
Yeah. Who wouldn't be?
Go down to that village and speak with her.
Yeah. Tell her your truth, man.
Tell her how you feel.
Christine Baranski's so hot in that movie for no reason.
Boobs out.
Titties out for Christmas.
Yeah.
Also, the other mom, Molly Shannon, she also looks great.
She also looks amazing.
Yeah, Molly Shannon's really cute in that movie. And she's always like, Martha May Huvier has the best lights.
Yes. Wow, that was a really good impression.
Thanks. I have one talent, and it's that.
It was impressive.
I could do an impression of a lot of things.
I'm going to tap into this talent more.
I think you should.
Yeah.
I think it's actually, it's just that I would watch the same movies over and over because my parents didn't love me. And so I've seen that movie a lot. I've seen, like, any of the childhood movies. When I will sing Disney songs in the car, I do the voices of all of them.
Oh, yeah.
I can't wait to do it for the baby. And the baby will be like, it's insane that I'm getting a Broadway quality production here in my crib.
No,
and they'll be like, you should be paying.
Yeah. They'll be like, this is just how life is.
Yeah,
and then they'll go to someone else's house and be like, where's the music?
They'll be like, how come your mom's not performing The Lion King with puppets right now? My mom does that.
Yeah.
A one-woman show.
Yes.
The whole movie is very queer.
Oh, yeah.
The Grinch, incredible. What's your favorite Christmas movie?
Probably The Grinch.
I would say, off the top of my head, I want to say The Grinch. It's actually, now it's Spirited, starring Ryan Reynolds and...
Oh, I really liked that one.
Oh my god,
it was so really good.
It's really good.
We watched it twice.
Yeah, I watched it like 3 times.
Yeah.
Dad was like, we have to watch this movie, and I was like, it's probably not going to be that good. And the credits start, and it says Pasek and Paul wrote it, and they wrote La La Land and Dear Evan Hansen.
Oh.
And a couple other really famous things.
So you're like, wait a minute.
So I was like, oh my god, I know them. And so I was like, wait, is this about to be really good? And then it was so fucking good.
It's amazing.
It's amazing.
Which you don't expect.
No.
From them.
From an Apple TV
Which is
movie.
interesting. Yeah. I'm like, they're talented. It makes sense that they would make something good.
Yeah.
But it didn't feel like it was
and
going
I
to be
knew
good.
Ryan Reynolds was going to be good, but I feel like Will Ferrell, it's like...
Will Ferrell frightens me deeply.
I like him fine. I like his movies fine. Phoebe really doesn't like them. But I mostly think of him as, like, Elf And, like, I saw Kicking and Screaming or whatever, the soccer one, a long time ago. Mm-hmm. And I just remember it was a lot of, like, penis jokes. Mm-hmm. We talked about Elf. So there are a lot of autistic people who hate Elf and think that...
Oh, that he's making fun of them?
Yes. But I don't...
I thought he was just being earnest.
I thought he was just, like, innocent. And I didn't think that it was, like...
But maybe that's because I don't have autism that I think that.
Right. Like, I don't know. But I was like, it's fair.
Yeah, totally.
But it's okay. Me too.
Wow.
But Phoebe was like, I always felt like everyone in the world was, like, making fun of him. And I don't like that. Oh. And I was like, oh, that's so fair. I didn't feel that way at all. I felt like everyone else was like, bro, get with the program. And then, like, at the end of the movie, it's like, wow, he was right all along. The spirit of Christmas really is in all of us. Yeah. So I felt like because of the end that they weren't, like, that it was fine. But, I mean, you know, people who don't like it, that's so fair. I never
felt like people were like, what you think is stupid and wrong. Yeah. They're just like, it's wrong for right now. Yeah. Like, get out of the store because this isn't the North Pole.
I thought he was endearing and the people North who didn't like him were mean. Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
I thought the purpose was that you're supposed to hate everyone else who isn't him.
Oh, yeah.
Blonde Zoe in that movie is so cute.
Singing?
Yeah. Oh. The part where they're singing and he closes his eyes, that was pure comedy to me.
Yes, absolutely.
I'm like, it's so funny. He closed his eyes, he ran into lockers. Mm-hmm. That's hilarious. My mom says she doesn't like Will Ferrell, but literally every time one of his movies on, she's dying laughing. Phoebe's like that with Adam Sandler. Mm. They're always like, I hate Adam Sandler. And we don't watch a lot of Adam Sandler movies, but like, 50 First Dates is a great movie.
50 First Dates is always on in the break room at work, so I've seen that like 1,000 times. And it kind of slaps sometimes.
Now,
parts of it, very bad.
Parts of his movies are very bad. And I haven't seen a lot of them.
I think that man
But Phoebe's always like, I hate Adam Sandler. And I'm always like, but you laugh a lot when we watch like him do his Hanukkah song at Christmas time. Yeah. It's funny. 50 First Dates is a horror movie.
I mean, certainly.
My dad will watch any movie if Zac Efron is in it. Me too.
I liked that one where he was 17 again.
I saw 17 again in theaters, and while I was in that movie in theaters, my high school sweetheart at the time messaged me and was like, hey, I think someone hacked into your Facebook, because they had messaged her on Facebook and said, like, I'm leaving you and I like pussy now, and like, by the way, we're breaking up. And it's because I was in high school and went to the Apple store and logged into my Facebook and then left it. Yeah. So
that was such a thing, going to the Apple store and like taking a picture on the computer there.
Yes, and I just forgot to sign out. Anyway, so that's what had happened. They didn't break in. So Lydia...
That's so funny.
Like, logged in, because they didn't change my password or anything. Logged in and changed my password. And that was my Facebook password until it got hacked when I was like 4 years ago.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, they still have it. Oh, gorgeous Lydia. Famously beautiful Lydia. Yeah.
So beautiful. Yeah. Also, I'd only ever met Lydia at your wedding.
Yeah. Where she looked her best in the world.
That's how she looks in my head all the time.
That is kind of what she looks like, but...
also the other day. Yeah. She beautiful.
I know, and she was in her sweats.
In the casual clothes.
She's always been very beautiful, which is why, like, when also, like,
her piercing is so pretty on her.
When she was like, I'm thinking about my gender, I was like, right, this is making a lot of sense. Yeah. I thought you should have been thinking about it a long time ago.
You're like, I was thinking about it.
I was thinking about your gender also. Famously hot Lydia? Yeah. Yeah. We had her on stream once when we only had an average of like 30 viewers. Mm-hmm. And this like clearly 12-year-old who got banned because they were clearly 12 just kept asking her questions about her body. And so like, I think 7 banned them. Yeah. And they weren't like, I think that they were just 12. Yeah. And so they were like, I've never seen a girl as pretty as you with a voice that low. And she was like, thanks. And then they were like, do you play video games? I didn't know girls played video games. And they were just 12 and like...
And attracted to Lydia.
And that's fair because she's beautiful. But we were like, this isn't a space for 12-year-olds. No. And so she hasn't been on since. Yeah. But yeah, she's so pretty. But anyway, when I was in 17 again at the movie theater... She had messaged me, and then I had to read it all afterwards. And she was like, I changed your password. This is the new password. If you want to change it, you can.
Also, they love you so deeply to do that. That was so nice.
They were amazing. They also once, I let them borrow one of my favorite books. And at the time, at least. And they had it. They went to every single one of the home football games because I was in the marching band, and so they would stay through halftime and then leave just to like watch me march, which was really sweet. So she had the book that she was reading during the actual football game, so she could only pay attention at halftime. But then it started pouring rain, and she left the book up there, and it got like destroyed.
Oh no!
But I had like highlighted things
and you're things. So personal about your books.
Yes, I had like highlighted and written things in it, and she went and bought another copy and took the wet copy and like highlighted the same things.
Oh my god!
I still have it. It's in there, and I was like, "That's the sweetest thing anyone's ever done." It was really cute.
Also, did they go back to get the wet book?
Yes.
That's so nice.
I know. It was so cute. It was so cute. And also, I was like, oh, it's okay. Like, I probably wasn't going to reread it. Like, it's fine. And she was like, no, like, I'm sorry I ruined it. And I was like, no, oh my God, it's fine. Like, you know. And the other thing is it was, like, a special book. It was a biography by this person who, like, wasn't super famous. And so she had to drive to like a super far away Books A Million to get another copy.
Oh my God.
I mean, now we're in the future,
effort.
and she could have just ordered it on the internet. But
the effort.
It's infuriating with someone as hot and lovely.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's always been lovely. She's always been really pretty.
Yeah.
Which is like, you know, why I was into her.
Yeah. Makes sense.
But yeah.
Oh
no.
A criminal.
A little criminal's here.
Oh, he's sitting all regular style.
Yeah, his foot's aggressive. Look at how sticky outy his foot is. He's scared by the outside noises.
Well, they are scary.
Okay, come on, Bob.
There is a big bird in that tree.
That's a really big bird.
Oh, no.
There's a bird there. I just don't understand. The tree looks the same. So
yeah, I don't know what they're doing to it.
With?
And also, how's he up in it if he's cutting it off?
Yeah, I really don't understand that. How is he cutting
also,
so much off?
Like view, like minus the working truck, so beautiful,
isn't it?
Like that you just sit and you look out the window and it looks like that.
See how you can barely see him because of the reflection of the trees?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so Phoebe's always like, people are gonna see my breasts, and their breasts.
There's no way. They're this big from there,
and they're also 15 feet away.
A live person.
Oh my God!
With boobs.
Does the grumpy man have a wife?
That person has boobs for sure. They're going to walk back up.
Oh, wait.
I think they walk to, like, the mailbox.
I think they're talking, yeah. We're getting grumpy man.
This is Nosy Neighbor.
No. Here they come. Oh, she's visiting.
Oh, okay,
I've never seen that car before.
Okay.
Oh, my God. Did Grumpy Man have a little date?
What's Grumpy Man up to?
Hey, these boobs were outside.
Okay, the boobs are outside and running down the street.
Not my fault. Congrats on your poly relationship.
Oh yeah, did Phoebe post that?
They must have. That's so funny.
That's so funny. Oh, yeah, I have notifications. Something's occurred.
Something's afoot. My name is Morgan and my pronouns are she, her.
It's about us.
Oh my God.
It's about all of us. Wow, I'm gay about this.
We're so cute.
I don't want to go home.
The eye test is now how far away you can see boobs.
I told Morgan and Phoebe this, but the reason I had to get glasses is because I lied on my eye test, and that's how they found out I couldn't see.
Tell the whole story.
Okay, I was listening. You know how when you're a kid you get eye tests at school? I was listening at the door to the person in front of me taking their eye test, and I went in and confidently just said everything that they said, but either I heard them wrong or they couldn't see because I then had to get glasses.
I think that's fair, Liz.
Yeah.
I remember always doing really well on the eye test. I still do. I have to do it at my physical exam every year.
That's because you have beautiful, perfect eyes.
I do. These are all my skills. Beautiful, perfect eyes. Mm-hmm. Huge tits.
Yeah.
I interview so well. I love interviewing and auditioning. Mm. I'm my best self at those things. Weird impressions of things I've seen a lot just because I've seen them so much. I don't know why I'm counting like this. I've never counted like this in my life. And I do this. And...
What's for?
I was doing this, which is insane. No, wait. I was doing this, which is insane.
Oh.
Yeah.
That gets different.
Now, I have heard,
that's sign language style.
I was going to say this is sign language style.
Yeah.
But anyway. And then there's something else that I said recently where I was like, it's my only skill. Mm. But I don't remember what it was.
Memory? Not one of our skills.
No. That is true. I hid my paperwork when I was in 2nd grade.
You get it.
Shits again. I thought it said guacamole. It doesn't say guacamole.
Nope.
It says glaucoma.
I need glasses and I have guacamole.
I was like, happy for you.
Cool.
Happy for your guacamole.
Knowledge of Twilight Skill. We were listening to the Twilight soundtrack on the way home last night. And I was like, yeah.
Shelley loves Twilight.
Yeah.
One thing about Shelley, and I love this for her, is that, like, you know how some parent, like, you know how you're a kid and your parents, like, don't get what you're into, and you're like, when I'm a parent, I'm gonna be into all the
Shelley's
cool
fully
things.
involved.
She is.
Yeah.
She read...
Has she always been like that?
Yes. She read all of Twilight before the kids did. She was, like, super into Harry Potter, like, on her own, separate from, like, reading it to her kids. Mm-hmm. She read all of ACOTAR, like, years ago.
She's ahead of the curve.
She's a trendsetter.
I mean, it makes sense.
And she like, genuinely, like, loves, like, Bo watches the, like, Owl, what's it called? Owl City? Owl
City
House?
is a band that says you would not believe your eyes.
I know. I love them. It's one man.
Is it?
Yeah. His name's, like, Andrew. Owl House. And, like, Shelley genuinely loves it. Shelley's always been very into, like, young adult stuff.
Well,
Adam.
Young adult's the best stuff.
Yeah. And
young adults, they're very interesting.
Yeah, they are.
They got a lot going on.
She's always been young. She just is young.
Yeah.
But it's crazy. It's because she gave birth to her. She was pregnant with Nick at, like, 21.
Right. A child bride.
Yes.
Yeah. That's how I feel about my mom, too. That's what I always say.
Owl City's a Christian band, too. Is he still? Or is it, like you Christians can listen to him? Because I feel like that's the difference.
He does have that little soft, kind of maybe Christian rock
like,
voice.
we would buy music at the Christian store, but it was, like, they weren't necessarily Christian bands. It was, like, they were family friendly, if that makes sense.
Tell me more about the Christian store.
You didn't have a Christian bookstore in Saratoga Springs?
Maybe we did, but I didn't go there.
Oh, see, we did a lot.
We just had, like, the bookstore. The Border. No. Remember I was telling you about the Borders?
Oh,
that
see,
was, like,
I've never lived anywhere with the Borders. So I never heard of it till I came here, and Phoebe said something about Borders, which is crazy because they don't have a Borders here either.
Well, Phoebe. They're gone now. They shut down.
Oh, well, that's
Yeah, like years ago.
So they only have a Barnes & Noble, and it's in Tigard, which is 45 minutes from us.
Oh.
Yeah, ours was called, like, Life... It was, like, Life Bridge.
And it was books?
It was books and Bibles, and they had, like, a kids section that had, like,
books?
VeggieTales stuff. Lifeway,
also books.
Thank you.
Bibles.
Yeah. Lifeway is what it was called, yes.
Lifeway.
And then there was a smaller one that was, like, family-owned, but there was, like, basically only Bibles in it. But Lifeway, yes, there was a whole CD section, and, like, it was split.
Praise songs?
It was split into, songs? Like, Christian, like, praise music and, like, secular, family-friendly music.
Oh.
Essentially. So, like, one side, books, Bibles, Battlestar Galactica. But yeah, it was, so that's where, and, like, a lot of them that I ended up being into were actually on purpose Christian bands. So, like, Switchfoot is definitely a Christian band.
Right.
Super Chick. But some of them were just like, hello, Seven. Some of them were just like,
hello.
Like, secular music that was like,
was safe to listen to.
Yeah, like if your kids
God.
bought it there, you didn't have to, like, read it yourself because Lifeway had already, like, pre-checked it.
Interesting.
I ran very fast errands and that got tired. Yeah. That's how it is.
Yeah.
So, like, I'm trying to think.
I'm picturing, like, they have, like, those, like, fun Christian t-shirts.
Oh,
there.
they did.
Oh, okay. Love that.
Yeah. They would be, like, it would be the ones that, like, it's like the Dr. Pepper font, but it
says,
like,
that's
Jesus is my doctor.
Exactly what I mean, yes.
It's like those.
Yes.
Or it'd be like Subway, but it says, like, His Way.
His Way,
yeah.
yes. Mm-hmm.
Stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yes. But I went to the kids section a lot. Because they also had, like, they had fun VeggieTales toys that I always really wanted.
Love that.
I love VeggieTales. Did you watch it at Lutheran Church?
Of course I did, yes.
Yeah.
Very big part of my
Of course I did, yes.
And at my grandparents' house, we watched the Easter one about the bunnies a lot. They sang a song about the bunnies. Mm-hmm. That song is in my head once a week. Mm-hmm. It's not my fault.
As it should be. Nice. Okay, should we end stream and go finish our documentary?
Absolutely. That's important to me.
Nice. Okay, I will be streaming tomorrow.
Rack Shack and Benny!
Yes.
Oh my god.
Incredible.
Wow.
Amazing. Let me move this. Let me see if there's anybody.
Anyone on and about?
Yeah, we can read Tyler.
Yeah.
Tyler's playing Stardew Valley. That sounds good. That sounds easy peasy when lemon squeezy.
Yeah.
Nice. I adore you. I love you.
Bye, friends.
Thanks for being here. Thanks for hanging out.
How cute.
You're amazing. Let's go raid Tyler.